In the shadow of the night, Ankh on the creep, raising up the titans, watch the fallen gods weep. From Baltimore streets to the Florida shores, Jehovah, hold and feel the wrath as it roars. No more rules, it's time to break. Killer army, rise and make no mistake. All gods must die, hear the echoes cry. From the heavens to the ground, see them fall and die. All gods must die, no more alibis. Odin, Buddha, Allah, they all say goodbye. Zeus, on the throne, but he's losing his life. He's ready for the fight. Open your best run, we here for debate. All the deities trembling, feeling the weight. Step aside, make way for the real. All gods must die. It's a done deal. It's a done deal. Hey. All gods must die. Hear the echoes cry. From the heavens to the ground, see them fall and die. All gods must die, no more hour and die. All gods must die, no more hour. They all say goodbye. All could have gone killer, now time to fly. The world's ours now. Hear the last goodbye.
Black African power. What's good? What's happening? Black African power. What's good? What's happening? A well-organized lie. A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth. Organized truth. Every time, woo-hoo-wee, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. God killing the house. And I come to do what I got to do, and I'm going to do what I got to do. Standing tall, standing strong. Hey, man, y'all know what it is, man. Bobby banging this bitch. What's good, family? One of them good days, ain't it? Mm-hmm. Always a good day on this side of planet Mud. Gotta be grateful for the ups and the downs. You don't want to miss a day on Earth. Man, I see the people in the place, man. I'm appreciating everybody, man. Let me send out the leaks, man, and get this thing going. Having a healthy conversation, man. Boy, I tell you, they always scamming. And I don't know. I know why. I know why, man. Like I'm acting like I don't know why, but of course I know why. You know, we humans can make money off of their stories, and we supposed to. We supposed to sell a culture. Yep, but there's an insidious thing going on here. It really is. All right. So if I'm saying you're supposed to sell a culture, then what's insidious? The very daggone fact that you selling this pseudo history, that's the problem. Is that they selling the pseudo history, all right, talking crazy. Let me see, man. Make sure y'all share the show. Did we share the show inside of the thing? Let's see. Did we share the show inside of the Discord? No, of course we did. Let me share the show inside the Discord. Let me get it. Let me get this right, man, before we get the bubbling around here, man, that the people come up in the spot. Man, you know it's the place to be. Always that. We back on our grind, our YouTube grind, because our YouTube grind is important. All right? It is. It's so important that I just want to find the daggone. All right, got it. Hold on. Make sure I share this in different spots. Because we're going live up in here, man. Let the people come in here, man. Let the supporters come in here. And let the damn haters come up in here. They all around us. Well, we had a good show. We had a good show. We had the usual clowns running around. Yes, we did. Usual suspects. Usual suspects. The usual suspects, JJ 2001. He played too much. Y'all take him serious. I don't. You know what I mean? You know, I've been going back and forth having conversations with JJ incoherently for years now. At least 5. So, if y'all had a chance to check out the show that I did on Sarnetta's, kind of talked about it yesterday. You know, hey, brother Ankh support the youth, man. I support the youth and I support the young adults, right? And big up to all the fathers out there, man. Let's have a word from our sponsor.
Hi, I'm J.L. Waters, and I'm the creator of the Oasis for Teachers YouTube channel. I create content for teachers who are feeling burnt out and need a refreshing and rejuvenating. On my channel, you'll find self-care tips, inspiration, and professional development. So if you're feeling burnt out as a teacher, please come and join us.
In this game of shadows, I won't hide.
Hey, man, y'all know that, man. Support, like, and subscribe to the channel, man. And, you know, conscious ingenuity, man. Big up to Dr. Oya Mayat. Is a sponsor of the community of skeptics and the pseudo killers. She's the pseudo killer official. All right. Yeah. Go to this website, conscious ingenuity, building character, confidence, and capabilities through STEM. So whenever y'all talk about y'all don't got no damn programs, that's a daggone lie. Daggone lie. The programs was put together by Dr. Oya Mayat. STEM. All right. Conscious ingenuity is a KA program that utilizes STEM, science, technology, engineering, art, agriculture, and mathematics, that's STEAM, to build character, confidence, and capabilities. The program aims to cultivate a generation of STEM professionals who are rooted in culture. Let me say it again. The program aims to cultivate a generation of STEAM professionals who are rooted in culture, connected to the community, and effective in creating change. Big up to Dr. Oyama. Yeah. So when y'all run y'all mouth and I'm running across the pseudo, you claim y'all ain't got no programs, that's a damn lie. Put together by the sisterhood, Dr. Oyama. Yeah. Got a strong sisterhood over here. Let me jump in the chat, man, to greet the people. Miss Bennett. What it do? What it do? What it do? Pseudo Killer Army. What's good with you? Tiny, I see you. What's up, Gary? Pseudo Killer Army. Smalls, what it do? I can't believe you ain't got a wrench, Gary. Gary got it. Miss Lovely Ladosha Wright. What it do? What it do? What it do? Man, I see you. What's going on with you? Appreciate that, Tiff. There, I see you in that. In a happy Father's Day. Appreciate the happy Father's Day. Appreciate that. Ramdu Info. Ramdam Info. I know who that is. What's up, Mr. Jackson? I see you. Man, they coming in the building, man. Stimuli God. Starting trouble. Bar reloaders in the damn building. I see you. Appreciate that. And y'all know the all-powerful, all-seeing Juju, pseudo-killer, goddamn official. All right? All day. Backbone in it. Backbone. Pushing the operation forward. Appreciate you, Juju. Lamar Pope. What's good, man? Pseudo-killer army, man. What it do? All right. Yeah, we ready to go. Man, go check that show out. It was funny. And I like to have conversations with the young adults because you know how us men do. You know what I'm saying? It's like some wild, like we in the Stone Age. Men just got to be men. You know, like we in the jungle or the forest or the savannah. Men gonna be men. You can be on a basketball court. The youngins gonna always try you. But this is where they make their mistake. We ain't fighting. We thinking. And as long as you stay sharp on up-to-date information, you can stay at the top of the pile. They don't know that. Got a lot of things, a lot of foundational things that we standing on that you got to be around long enough to grab it, or at least intelligent enough to get past your biases to even want to grab it. So I already knew Shorty was in trouble from the moment he ran his mouth the day before. Talking about I beat up Cedric and I beat whatever. You ain't beating nobody up. He 1-0, now he 2-0. I say call him up and get him on there. So this is going for all the Hebrews, for all the silverback gorillas or whatever ancestral instincts that run through men. Fee, fi, fo, fun. Let's have these conversations. Ain't never ran from a conversation. I want to show you with 20 years of experience around the pseudos, right? Where it put you at? What frame of mind? I hear what you're saying as you damn saying it. As we had these conversations, we can make adjustments because we're using science. Y'all see the title of the show, Understanding African and African American History Through Science Literacy. No damn pseudo. Important. Nobody told me when I came around how to get to the bag, the richness of African and African American culture. That's the bag. Nobody showed me. So I got caught up listening to some wackery, some new age foolery, blending and mixing half truths, truth and falsehoods, all of that. Got caught up because I love my damn people. I love Africans, right? I especially love African Americans. Put them first. Then I'm going to look at the damn continent. I don't care what y'all say. I'm an African American first. Brand new clan developed in the 1600s when the first Africans stepped foot in North America. We had to quickly adjust to our new environment, to our new religions, and blend them in and create a cultural container that will allow us to fight against the oppression to this very damn day. If you don't know, you better ask about the African Americans. They serious. Black African power all goddamn day. I say black African power. Black is for the damn struggle of black people in America. When they stepped that first foot off of the slave ships in America, because we black and we proud. African because we recognize that our ancestors come from damn Africa, and we got enough sense to know that we ain't them. Got enough sense, but we love them, right? Because they give rise to the African Americans. And there's things in indigenous African culture that we can use and shape and form in a new damn environment. The power is for the damn people. Black African power. Power for those who learned how to see exactly what colonialism was doing. what the affluent was doing, what the poor was doing, and what in the middle was doing. What tools was they using to enslave African people? What was they doing to marginalize African Americans? Why did they have a step up over us? That's the questions we wanted to know. Figured it out. They was cheating. They was taking the steps bestowed upon them by our ancestors. They was studying history. They was looking at us. They watched us. They looked at the indigenous tribes and clans. We was vulnerable when they first got to Africa. The spear was definitely mightier than the damn pen and the gun. The rock throwing, those primordial tools was formidable. Because by the time you reload a musket, pow! You done got hit by 30, 40 spears and head busted to the white meat. It's not until the technology of guns got better when they started to get rapid fire did that make a difference. Ask Shaka Zulu, they couldn't do nothing with them. So we was figuring out, man, African Americans, now we've learned the colonial languages, right? Now we know how they communicate. Now I see you. And then we download that. We take a portion of their culture, right? We take the parts that's beneficial and we spit out the damn bones. And now we got African Americans. We recognize what black is. We recognize that our skin is beautiful. I'm black and I'm proud. Recognize that at young ages, 5 years old, 3 years old, you can hear it. Black and I'm proud. We recognize that Jesus on the wall being white was wild. We'll just make him black. We recognize all that. And then we got to the point to say, the hell with the Jesus thing. That is progression in African American culture. See the progression? How do you progress? Then we recognize that our ancestors could not separate their philosophical religious thinking from the technology that they gave the world 2 million years ago. The foundational steps that allowed modern science to foster, to flower. But the roots and the seeds come from Africa. No pseudo. So we got tired of making the black Jesus. Then we got tired of making the black Egyptians. Then we recognized that it's far more important to recognize the Egyptians as being indigenous African. And that's when we learned the most from them. Let the ancestors speak for themselves. Let the indigenous cultures speak for themselves. And that's when you learn something. When you try to put your colonialized presence on indigenous culture, you make them African Americans. Oh, African Americans come up in a whole different environment, whole different understanding, point blank, period. To make our own freedom. But we learned as African Americans that the thing that needed to be freed the most was the mind. Clear thinking needed to happen, and religion wasn't allowing it. But this ain't for everybody. Everybody can't do it. Everybody can't go to that space where you don't fear the gods or the God, which is really an instrument of colonial power. Didn't know that? They drew the line down the map and they said, whatever ruler was not a Christian monarch, whatever nation didn't have a Christian monarch, you can enslave them and bring in Christ. It's called the demarcation line. The documents are called the Papist Bulls. Y'all can look it up. So I'm not saying that all African Americans need to be atheists, because that's not going to happen, because it's hard. It's hard not to believe in what your mother and your grandparents gave you. Then when you think you get your history, you see that. You see back in Africa, we all had beliefs. It's hard to recognize that it always was a few people that just didn't believe that. Hard. But as we progress in our thinking, we don't actually care about what you believe. So you can be a Muslim, Christian, Jew, whatever you want to be, that's fine. But don't get in the way of us pushing science and science literacy, and we won't get in your way of you believing in some God, no matter what color you want to make it. So back to being in love with Black people in America and continental Africans. We wanted to find a way to get the history because we were saying, man, if we learn something about where we came from, that will make us better. And I've always heard the statement, he who understands the past controls the present and will be able to look to the future. I'm thinking it's just a philosophical thought. My thing is, if you truly love African Americans and want to know where the hell you come from, then there's some tools for you to know. And this is where we start at, man. And big up to the daggone chat. Let me share my screen and get us right on into it. It's going to be this education thing that this new regime in the White House has disrespected. Oh, they disrespect education, boy. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, they do. But we ain't gonna disrespect education. Nope. No, we are not. No, we are not. Come on now. See if I can get to it. Now, why does it always go through this? Always give me the hard way to go through this, man. I'm tired of this thing right here. All right, do it like this. I'm gonna do it like this. All right, 1 second. Let me share the screen up, see if I can get it right. Which one is that? Okay. All right. Okay, so we got the... All right, so we right here. Okay. We want to talk about the tools that we will use that will help us move forward. So we're talking about the scientific tools to understand African history. And we're talking about scientific literacy, man. And when I embarked on this journey to give it to the people, I actually had no idea how important it was. But I needed to calm down the riffraff, the flim-flammers and the bam-bam boomers and the outright scammers. And I needed a tool that would stand up in the face of adversity, no matter what the hell people said. I just need to learn how to transmit it right and correctly. And I knew there had to be tools for us to get to the very thing that we claimed we wanted to get to. We wanted to get our history. It's the most important thing. I heard John Henry Clark said, Chick Anthony, D.I., Still Foul, Banger, Dr. Ben, all of them said it. John G. Jackson, right. But it was no manual. Then I get to the point where I got to hear people talk crazy, talk trash about what we doing. Heard this for years. You ain't won this. You ain't won that. What the hell with all that? I just want to transmit and give the people what they claim they wanted. They claim they wanted the ability to understand their history, and they claimed that the white man lied. Bet. So don't let us become the liar. And so scientific tools to understand African history. Understanding African history requires a multidisciplinary scientific approach, y'all. So if you think you want to get to your history, you're going to have to be scientific in it. Scholars use archaeology, genetics, linguistics, anthropology, and more. Archaeology. All right? The study of ruins. If you had ancestors, and we did have ancestors, and they built things like housing, structures for water, and all kind of other things, they're going to leave stuff, and it's going to be in an archaeological record. Genetics, if they was real, they're going to have a genetic imprint. Linguistics, they're going to have to have spoken a language And if they was real, watch, if it was real, right, you're going to be able to find them through anthropology. And that's why the Black Hebrews are wild. Archaeology, tools, excavation, radiocarbon dating. We need to be able to date the finds, right? We're going to use things like thermoluminescence, GIS, ground penetrating radar. Purpose, to uncover settlements, artifacts, and structures. Let me give you an example. Excavation at Great Zimbabwe and the Nook culture. We know what the Nook culture is. Iron smoking, early. Anthropology, cultural anthropology, okay? Epigraphic studies, oral traditions, physical anthropology, study of human remains, forensic analysis, archaeology. The purpose, understanding culture, cultural practices. We claim we need to understand their cultural practices, right? Migration and human biology. That's why I teach Charles Darwin, evolution, human evolution. And the reason I put the word Charles Darwin on it, because if you ain't ready, you're going to run from Charles Darwin. Examples, fossil studies at Old Gorge. Old Gorge is one of the oldest sites for human remains, 190,000 years ago. One of, not the oldest, but one of. If your religion gets in the way, you can't handle the fossils that are studied at Old Gorge. If your religion gets in the way, you're stuck somewhere in the Garden of Eden or somewhere flying through the cosmos. If you new aging, then you floating somewhere swearing we come out the sun. Genetics. Y chromosome DNA, mitochondrial DNA, SNPs analysis, ancient DNA sequencing. Purpose, to trace ancestry, migration, and admixtures. Example, North African genomes. We read the Schulerman study. Linguistics, tools, comparative methods. All right? Purpose, to trace language, families, culture, diffusion. Now Saharan, Afro-Asiatic families, so forth. Paleoclimatology, environmental science. We need to understand the environments, the tools, sediment cores, okay, pollen analysis, isotope analysis. Purpose, to understand the climate's roles in human migration, human periods in the Sahara. Desertification. Do you realize how important sediment cores can be? That's one of the ways they figured out that the Sahara went from green to the desert, because when they studied the core samples, it would have a sediment of sand, and then would have a sediment of greenery, and then would have another sediment of sand. So they could see that it actually changed in the ocean cores, because that dust that come off of the sand settles in the ocean and it sinks. And then when the greenery, right, is there, then the pollen, all that stuff settle. That's how one of the tools they use to understand that. This is important when we talk about our favorite subject, which is Egypt, which is in Northeast Africa. And if you understand it's in Northeast Africa, then you understand the diversity in Northeast Africa. And then you understand what Central Africa is and South Africa, and then you'll be no pseudo, because then you'll recognize what West Africa is. See how that is? But it costs money. Epigraphy, philosophy, tools, decipherment of the script. You wouldn't have people like Sarah Strupassetti and the young Buzz Lightyears, aka the young pseudo, acting crazy if they understood the tools of decipherment of scripts. Wouldn't call itself Sarah Seti, right? They wouldn't call itself that. He wouldn't say it if he understood that decipherment had occurred. He just wouldn't even get into that argument. He wouldn't even use that name, and then he would fight that fight. But he uses the name, which is the consequence of the decipherment process. That's how he know what the name means. Sarah, Seti. Sa, the son, Ra, the son of Ra. But we only know this because it's been deciphered. The example is Rosetta Stone unlocked the hieroglyphics. The purpose of that was to interpret the written record. You wouldn't even know about Egyptian history if you could not read the written records that they left. Craziest thing ever. Everybody don't leave a written record. You got oral history tools, collecting. Critical analysis of oral tradition, purpose to preserve pre-literate societies' historical memories. Note, must be cross-referenced with other data. Art. Man, we know that West African art gave rise to European art, the Impressionist artists. Go to museums, you can see this. Tools, analysis of art, sculpture, material, culture. Purpose, to interpret cultural symbols. Benin bronze, the Nook, terracottas, rock art. One of my favorite subjects, rock art. Radiometric dating, tools, radiocarbon dating, uranium series, OSL. Purpose, to build accurate historical timeline. See how important these tools are? We're coming to the end. New scientific method. Look, AI and archaeology, satellite imagery. Bayesian modeling. Purpose, to combine data into coherent reconstruction. That's why when you hear people talk, they're very incoherent in what they're doing. So we'll go to the reference in here. Key reference, Ankh. Y'all know Christopher Ankh, 2003. Civilizations of Africa. Conan, 2001, African Civilization. Schuleman, Nature, Communication. That's a journal. J.D. Clark, Cambridge History of Africa. Conclusion. African history is studied using rigorous scientific method, not using damn YouTube, not using somebody standing up giving a wild lecture series. None of that. It's interdisciplinary approach that offers a richer, evidence-based understanding. See where we at? See how we do it. See, now we're cooking with hot grease. This is why this is so important to be literate, so you can look at the record that your ancestors left and be serious about it and not bring in wild, flying through the air ideas, pseudo-ship, nonsense, and complete foolery. All the things I'm always fighting against on a regular basis. You would not sit there as a Hebrew Israelite and actually think that Hebrew culture is your culture if you use the tools. You recognize it as being Hebraic culture. You would recognize the region it started. You would know when it started using the tools, and you would understand that at most you could be a convert, and you wouldn't have a problem with that. You would be comfortable in that, and you just would continue to worship Yahweh. Just like Christian, you wouldn't try to make the Christians African, the original Christian African. You wouldn't do it. You just be comfortable in believing in Jesus Christ and call it a day, but still be grounded soundly in African history. You wouldn't know it and understand it. And you know there's a separation for what you believe and what the record actually shows. And it just would be that. You wouldn't think that you was an original Muslim, which would take you to Arabia, because there's tools out there to show you what it is. You would not be caught up being too close to a damn cult, listen to the wild information that they spruiting all over the internet, because you would have tools. Remember, scientific literacy, like Neil deGrasse Tyson says, is a vaccine against the charlatans that try to come amongst you. The flim flam bim bam, the scammers. Remember that? So when you got science literacy, right, it actually helps you in knowing who the hell you should have voted for. Now you will be out there crying in the streets mad because you would already be literate in science to know that this guy's too wild. I probably shouldn't vote for him. You didn't know that science literacy actually helps you in your decision making, that you know your do's and don'ts. And I know y'all understand what I'm saying. Y'all want to resist it. You talk that crazy. Because you know what? You don't want to spend that money. Because you know what? To get that education, it's going to cost that money. It's going to cost that money. That's the issue. Y'all want the free thing. It's the cost to getting a bachelor's and a master's and a doctorate degree, right? And it varies from country to country and state to state. It varies, okay? It just does. Either going to a private institution, either going to a public institution, even going to the field study, STEM, business, the humanities, medical, law, you're going to make a choice. But guess what? It ain't going to be free, y'all. That 4-year degree going to cost you about $100,000 in state. $100,000, $120,000, y'all. It's a lot of money. Yeah. Private from $200,000 to $300,000. Getting that little better education there. See, that's what y'all running from. Y'all running from the money. You thinking broke. That investment into your future, into your kids' future, is going to pay off down the line. And even if you don't want to go to college, you need to go to some type of trade school, some type of trade college, somewhere where you can learn something to be ahead of the people so you don't just be a regular worker. You know what I mean? It's $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 joint, 4-year elite. And then you want to move on to your master's degree, right? Public's gonna be between $40,000 and $80,000, y'all. Private, maybe $70,000. Between $70,000 and $150,000. Hear that money? Hear that ching ching ringing? Mm-hmm. That's why when people claim they got this and got that, but never showing and talk that talk, you're lying. You're faking this out. When you act like your name is Dot something, did you pay the $100,000 between $100,000 and $250,000 for the public joint? How about the $150,000 to $400,000 for the private joint? Do you got your PhD? You know what I'm saying? Are you in certain funding program? What are you doing here? See, all this is part of the thing we talking about. It costs money to do what I'm talking about. You ain't gonna get it free. It's just not gonna happen. So it's an investment you got to make, right? In America, the prices is definitely high. Maybe you should go abroad. It's cheaper. Just thinking about my daughter going abroad. She wanted to do it. Cheaper. Yeah. Cheaper. So let me give you some sources to look up. The U.S. National Center for Education Statistics, the College Board Trends in College Pricing, the OECD Education at a Glance, and UNESCO 2023 Global Education Monitoring Report. So in conclusion, I just want to say your higher education requires a significant goddamn investment. That's why y'all want to do it for free and talk crazy about a person that's promoting that, because you ain't got no confidence in yourself. And that lack of confidence comes from global colonialism. Where it has eroded your confidence in who and what you are. That's why we say Black African power. It restores the confidence. But if you don't got nothing behind the confidence, right? You talk all that crazy stuff on the internet, and then your kids don't got what they need. And then I see you outside and you're looking wow. And you ain't got you need a ride. I argue with this guy at the Black Dot Bookstore and Cultural Center for hours. Kent was there. All get me down. I blah, 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 you die. I can't believe the vaccine. You don't know what you're talking about. We battled for about 3 hours. Then it was time to go. And reality came. So he was a superhuman, making jewelry and all that. Had his kids there, little babies, all that, making jewelry. And I'm saying he was like a squatter or something. Ain't nobody said you could sell no damn jewelry in the store, but he did it anyway. Okay, he might need it. He act like he's setting up like, wow, he just come in your bed. Did all that, like gypsy style, did all that, right? Then it was time to go. Nigga needed a ride. Let me let y'all know something. You ain't gonna talk shit to me for 3 hours. We cracking jokes. We coming with the best jokes. We doing all that for 3 hours. All right, I'm this. I ain't got no sense. I'm fine, a white man. All that, and then you ain't got a ride. Well, I don't want to walk out with kids. I think Kent might have took him home. You don't argue with me, bro. See, we gotta be. And I got empathy for people, right? But you're not gonna talk that kind of trash to me. And then that's crazy. I'm thinking that you could call on the crystal god. You been selling the crystals. I say, yo, why don't you smack the crystals together, yo? Take the rock and voila, the Uber come. And then tap the, they got the tap now. Tap the crystal on the Uber app and see. Oh, that ain't work? You mean the necklaces, the brass, that ain't helping you? You can't tap that? Right. Yeah, leave me alone. Then don't argue with me don't do me like that. And I got empathy. I do. Yeah, but don't do me like that. Yeah. So drop the link. Anybody want to jump in the conversation? I'm gonna drop it inside the Discord first. It's Father's Day, man. Big up to all the people, man. Love, confidence, and appreciating everybody, man. Let me drop the link, man. Get up here, join this conversation, man. We wanted to get it in. Oh, that's not it. Don't do that. No. Appreciating everybody, man. Right? For all the dads, man, the serious dads, not the deadbeat dads, not the ones that's faking. Right? Not them. We're not doing that. Leave the black woman out there to scuffle by herself. We ain't doing that. We're not shouting y'all out. Y'all tripping. Running from child support. Y'all tripping. Worrying about what the mom do with the damn child support. As long as she taking care of the babies, you shouldn't give a damn. You know if your baby's being taken care of, right? She can be fly as she want to be. B. Lou, what's up, man? Say thank you for advocating for science in our community. You are majorly appreciated, man. Thank you, man. Big up. Appreciate that. Man, he got the, how they say, nah, that's the wrong one.
He definitely has the green glow. He has the green glow.
Big up to you, B-Love. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate that, man. Mel, what's up with you, man? Appreciate you, bro. I see you said to go take it, man. Yeah, I went on here and took care of that business for you yesterday, that bro. Got the little youngin' out of there. Yeah, I mean, did that for you. That was for you, bro. I normally don't even sit down, but I sat down and got him up out of here, yo. Made him look real crazy. Set him up real nice, like. That's how you get him out of there, bro. Did that for you. He was talking a little reckless, putting smut on your name, bro. Yeah, I mean, to talk a little reckless, too much about the pseudo killers. Well, I did this, I did that. He was thinking he could hang. Yeah, I mean, he thought he could. No, he couldn't. He was outmatched. Man, let me go ahead and drop the link, man. Y'all come up, man. It's Father's Day, man. The fathers come up there, man. Say something, man. I'm gonna drop the link, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate everybody. Man, let me drop the daggone the Cash App. Okay, what y'all say? I'm gonna drop that. Drop the Cash App, man. Show some love, man. We're gonna run off air. And I appreciate everybody that's actually on the channel, man. Support the channel, man. I really do, man. I do. Let's get this party started, right, yo. We got the famous, the infamous, the 2-belt champion, Cedric Ortega. What's up, yo? Pseudo
What it do, what it do, what it do, God killer. First of all, happy Father's Day for being one of the fathers in the community that is exemplary. You always talk about your sons. You got your sons there, your daughters in college. You're doing that work, and I appreciate you, bro. You're an example, even for me. I'm proud. My son, my youngest son, just graduated. He's off to Montreal.
Hold on. Don't you say that. I want to say the same back at you for raising healthy, intelligent kids, man, is into that thing they call school and college, bro. Big up to you that's into acting and all that theater. Yo, big up to you to giving them culture and understanding they place in the world. Exemplary.
Appreciate that.
Big up
Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now to the business.
Now to the business at hand. Yeah, what happened?
You know, when you beat a pseudo up so bad they don't even know you beat him up. I had that conversation with Cosmo. I told him, Cosmo, you're equating a tool to a whole scientific theory. That tool is used in all scientific theories, because all scientific theories are underpinned by mathematical models, and that's a statistical tool that you're trying to equate to a whole body of work. Now, he was completely and totally out of his league. I beat him up with his electromagnetism, his God thingy.
Oh, that way he did.
Yeah, so
oh, come on.
And he's so out of his league, he could not handle a conversation. Realize you made him read twice what a scientific theory was, but he couldn't articulate what it meant. So he could read the words, but he didn't have the comprehension.
Bad place to be, yo. When talking to God killer, don't know what a scientific theory is. That's a bad space to be in, yo.
But God killer, your patience. I'm right behind you. I ain't got the patience yet, but yeah, that patience that you exhibited, that is what I appreciate, because I would have lost.
Yeah, you can't lose your patience, yo. You can't.
I lost my patience to the point that I even left the show for a while. I couldn't listen to him anymore. But you know what? Shout out to Sonetta, because I was in the back chat and he bumped me off his stream twice. Shout out to Son. I didn't know I became persona non grata. But it's all good.
He ain't letting none of the pseudo killers up, yo. Yeah, they always try to put me in a. He won't let nobody up for a while. Then he let him up. And I don't know why. Y'all gotta let me know y'all trying to get up there. Yo, I'm gonna say, look, bro, you gotta let them up or I'm leaving. Yo, let them up. You know what I mean? He come on, yo, he do that. He didn't done me like that. Don't even take offense to it. Happy Father's Day there, Gullah.
Hey, Gullah, what you say?
What's good with it? Happy Father's Day, bros. What's up with it, man?
What it do? Happy Father's Day, Gullah.
Shout out to the fathers, especially fathers that's making their kids' education important and making, you know what I'm saying, putting their kids in an environment, you know what I'm saying, to be scientifically literate, yo.
It's a must. It's your obligation as a parent.
Oh, yeah. Sure,
every generation is supposed to outdo you. You're supposed to see your kids achieve what you didn't achieve, right? And then you accomplish your job as a parent. That what we talk about sacrifices isn't sacrifice. It's just part of your job. Those drop off the dance classes. Today, I just came from watching my daughter dance and watching 3 of her dancers. This is their final year. They're off to college. I cried my eyes out. and I'm crying there and realizing that my baby girl next year is going to be her last year and she's off to college. And I remember she started dancing at 3 years old. So that's an investment. That's not a sacrifice. That's an investment.
Yeah, man, my kids go to a STEM school, you know what I'm saying? Official STEM school, you know what I'm saying? The Spring School of Science and Technology, bro. And that school really, you know what I'm saying? They really drive science, you know what I'm saying, into them kids, bro. You know, so my daughter, man, one of my young, you know, my daughter, they just graduated kindergarten. My twin daughters, man, they had a little stuffed animal toy, and my daughter was like, she was calling it a narwhal. I thought she was just saying, I thought she was just saying something, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying, what you just call this thing a narwhal? You know what I'm saying? I looked it up. That's the name of the damn animal, bro. For real. I thought she was just saying something.
You gotta catch up, Gullah. Catch up. Catch up, Gullah. You know, our kids be passing us by. I be in battle royales with my kids, boy. All the cops, we be
talk to me about it.
I want to hear that. Yeah, we be having a good time. Fight. Let me play the first clip, though. Let me play this first clip. Let me get it in. Here you go. Let's see.
The top of my head, a scientific theory. A scientific theory is a scientific hypothesis that has been tried and tested.
Hypothesis is a different thing.
That has been tried and tested. Hello.
It's like saying
hold on. So what you're telling me is a scientific theory has never been tested?
Yep, it get tested and tried.
So
It starts off as a scientific hypothesis and it moves forward. Keep going.
Go.
Keep going.
Where's the disagreement? Y'all started laughing and all that.
Keep going, bro. Keep going. Go ahead.
Hypothesis is different.
No, I answered y'all question. Now, can y'all answer mine?
Wait a minute. Hold on for a minute. Stop for a minute. Wait, do you know what you just did, bro? You know what you just did? You said that a scientific theory, you didn't say start off, but it starts off as a scientific hypothesis. So I'm going to give you that, right? So then you must know what that is. And if it starts off...
I said that has been tried and tested.
Right, so listen to what you just said.
I'm not wrong.
Hold on. You came up here and said that Charles Darwin, the theory is just for scientific theory, don't mean nothing. And then you give the X, and then you say what it is, and then beat your own self up. I'm done with you, bro. Because if it's tested and tried, then what are we talking about?
I answered your question.
You go deal with this man. Go ahead.
But it's still a theory. That means that they tested it and tried it, and it didn't work out. It's a theory.
Can I add to this? I wanted to say this.
Can someone answer the question?
Nobody's going to answer it. Nobody can answer it.
What you're not understanding is Ankh is running from the bell curve.
Okay, well, that's your understanding.
He heard the question and he's refusing to answer.
He can't answer the question.
We got you.
He can't answer the question. Dumb as fuck.
He can't answer it. That's why he ran.
Yeah, he's dumb as fuck. You can barely read.
It's obvious.
Nigga, you can barely read.
Hold up. Hey, Shaku.
Say
Hold up, JJ.
Nigga, ain't nobody holding up nothing. You came on here fucking up the show.
No, this Neil talking.
Nigga can barely read.
I'm not talking about. Okay, go ahead. Hold up, Shaku. All right,
he had problem with 3 syllable. Hold up. He had problem with 3 syllable words, y'all. Sure.
All right, so this is for Shaku.
Shaku
is right. Shaku is right when he made the statement about the Black Power movement started in Africa and not in America. The Negritude movement, often attributed to Leo.
Yeah, he just jumped in there and jumped all over there. And that's part of what I want y'all to be able to see. You got to be able to handle people coming in. Everybody want to, like, take the conversation away. That's why I say don't jump in minds. So Shorty had already killed himself when he talked about what a theory was, what a scientific theory was, and he was trying to read it. That was fine. All right. Like if a person asks you something, you got to let them look it up. Not an issue. The issue is when he does not comprehend what the hell he just read. That's the issue. Okay. Once you say it's well supported, well tested, right? Then evolution is well tested, well supported, and the outer Africa is well tested, supported. Then get off the panel, bro. You lost. The game is over. You did a shot. One shot, one kill. You in checkmate already. It's over with. That's So anything after that, we just having fun. So anything after that, we were just having fun.
They going there. They
JJ coming in cussing up and acting crazy. So
they go in there try to kill an elephant with a pistol, yo.
Bouncing off. Come on, man. I can't believe it, bro. Then JJ come in, he just fraught with foolery.
And you know, it's like he has a mantra, because that's the exact conversation he tried to have with me. And I'm like, bro.
Senegal.
Hey, hold on.
You
my fault. Keep talking. My fault. Go ahead.
You don't know what the distribution curve is? That's called the I know it in Dutch, the Komma van Clausen, right? It's with a mean, and that is applied to any and everything. Like when you're in a factory, they do that with all products that are produced. That's a distribution, and you have a mean. So you want it to be 95, but we will accept 92 to 98. That's what that spread means. And that's applied throughout all of science. As in chemistry, we use that when we're determining the RC. So when we're determining the concentration graph of a particular element that you want to measure on a spectrometer, you run a series of tests, and then you apply the statistic to it, and you determine the mean, right? And that mean is the distribution. How accurate and how precise. Now you can do that with plants, you can do that with different animals, and you can do that with humans. That's why we know the distribution of humans on this planet. But you can't use a tool that is applied in science as a scientific principle itself. That is a category fallacy. And I tried to explain him that, but that just went over his head, because obviously he lacks basic comprehension.
Yeah, he do that. And the video I just showed you was on the video where he called me out.
He calling everybody.
I was like, okay, that's I know you weak at. So let me go to the conversation that we actually had, right? I knew I said he done. I got him. Put me in a game, coach. I said I got him. So let me get here. Let me see. And that's why I made sure I spent a good damn it. Let me see. Hold on, let me see.
In some people's minds, I took misinformation out and that he lost. They look at me like, yeah, get him. Right? I'm older than you.
Hold on,
people
I'm setting them up.
Y'all ways, so
I'm stuck. Hold on.
What are you talking about, man?
Hold on. He talk. See, they gonna hit you with the old man talk. That's what they like to do, yo. Oh, y'all, you the old man. Man, this ain't got nothing being old, bro. Just thinking, we ain't outside fighting where or in a daggone champion boxers, and then the 40-year-old fighter go up against a 25-year-old, whatever. Get the hell out of here. This ain't
intellectual conversation, son.
Yeah, this ain't it.
You're an old man, but you going there with new technology. You in there with the AR. They're in there with
it's gospel. When
gas.
Hold on. African theory or both? Is that what you're trying to tell? Theories, bro. They're two separate theories. So you're saying that the distribution bell curve is another explanation on. First of all, you mixing up. Go ahead and talk about what you want to talk.
Thing that you learned, because like I said, I brought up the bell curve and you refused to eat by it. I said, of course you don't, because you get away from it. This is what I brought up.
Stray away from it.
Last time we talked, you ran away from
conversation over bell curve, yo. So you're so what you're saying is that white people are more intelligent than black people. That's what you're saying.
No, who said that?
I mean, that's all in the bell curve. Let me correct that. That ain't what I thought that's what he was talking about. So at this point in the con, I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
No, he's using the bell curve, which is a statistical model that is applied in science, but it is a mathematical tool to determine the distribution and how accurate your product or your measurements or whatever is. So now using that as a science within itself is ridiculous.
Boys, well, yeah, he did too. Man. Anyway, I had to catch up. He threw that fastball out there. I'm like, what? I don't want to talk. You know, I'm thinking about the other bell curve.
Yeah.
What's the guy name? What's his damn name?
I know what you mean. I can't
Charles
remember.
Murray. Charles Murray.
Yeah, Murray.
I'm thinking Charles Murray at this point. I'm like, okay, let me catch up. You knew we got the tools to catch up in real time. Got the real time tools. Hold on. That's what the bell curve was talking about.
No,
I don't want to get that's so. What are you talking about then? So
the bell curve is talking about the natural distribution of things over the planet.
We must be talking about two different things.
That is how animals got here. That is how plant life got here. That is how what I'm here to teach that we got here. Y'all say,
all right, that's the first mistake. That ain't the bell curve. Ain't how we got here. I was like, what is this man talking about? Scamming. That's when I knew. At that point, I knew. I was like, we ain't talking about the same. Let me figure out what the hell. He can't even explain it right. So how the hell I supposed to look something up? He can't even explain it right. He was trying to make the bell curve usurp the outer African theory and evolution, right? And what he did. Well, let me explain what he did. He grabbed that particular discipline, right? He started grabbing when plants came, because this question he asked me, where he thought he was setting me up. He was like, is human the same as nature? Right? This is the setup. He trying to set me up. He trying to put me in the fix. I'm like, come on, man. He say, is him? I say, yeah. He said, I got you. Okay, you agree with that? And he talking fast. You know, we done heard all the fast talking shit. He says, human the same as nature? Yes. Then he says, since humans are the same as nature, and if plants came 554 million years ago, then humans was there too. Jumping logic. Hold on, this is what he do. Then he uses another scientific source. He uses a blog to say, you know how a person write a blog and they just ask the questions. Could humans, would the environment been suited for humans at 154 million years ago? And this talks about the probability of it being that. It's just a person talking about that. He takes that as being a peer-reviewed journal source and tries to use that, and he brings all that together. I'm trying to show you how pseudos work. They take a piece from here, a piece from there, right? And they try to blend it together to make what they do. The same way the people that was talking about, let me just say it, Smash do the same thing. They grab different sources and put it together. And by the time you finish running and trying to figure it out and you slow it down, you be like, come on, bro, you can't do that.
The pseudo-Frankenstein monster, yo. They make a pseudo-Frankenstein monster.
What'd you say, yo? The
pseudo-Frankenstein monster, yo.
And his whole foundation is based on polygenesis, and that on polygenesis. He is of the idea that humans sprang up, each one in their individual environment. He doesn't believe that humans originated in Africa and spread.
The dude obviously never even picked up on a biology book, period, or even read biology, because he shouldn't even be talking about plants. To even get into plants and know the background and breakdown of plants, period, you would know that it got nothing to do with no human development. You know what I'm saying?
So
you don't even understand photosynthesis. He must think plants are some type of magical, mythical things or something too.
So the foundation.
He's probably saying, what's that word, photosynthesis? I don't know.
The foundation of
you take a photo and synthesize it.
Yeah, that's exactly what you do. The foundation of his theory is polygenesis. He believes that people popped up where they were, right? That is his principle. So now he's using the bell curve distribution to say, look, we are distributed as the same as all plants and animals. So that means we are all products of our environment. So we sprang up where we're at, because he doesn't believe that he has African heritage. So he believes that he's indigenous to the Americas. You got to listen to him the whole way out to hear how whack out his whole principle.
Well, let's finish hearing how wacky. That's it. So what are you talking about then? So
the
you
bell
can't be
curve
talking
is
about
talking
that.
about the natural distribution of things over the planet.
We must be talking about two different things.
That is how animals got here. That is how plant life got here. That is how what I'm here to teach that we got here. Y'all say we come from monkeys or whatever, or
said that,
Homo
bro.
sapiens. Y'all say we come from Homo sapien, and we walked out of Africa. I'm here to say no, we come from natural distribution, the bell curve.
Okay, I don't know.
And we've been all over the planet.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about, bro.
Hey, I know you don't. It's cognitive.
So I'm gonna sit back and listen to your explanation.
You guys are stuck in your ways, so it's pseudoscience.
No, we said we did what?
I said
you said what?
You said you don't know nothing about it. I said, of course you don't, because you guys are stuck in y'all ways. Most of y'all's order on here.
Hold on. Wait. I'm stuck in my ways.
You
no, I'm saying me or
I
science
said the
stuck in his ways.
and you don't even want to talk about it.
It's science stuck. Look, and remember, I'm not producing anything. You claim to be doing this. So am I stuck or is science stuck? Make the statement. Be coherent.
You're stuck.
Me? How? How am I stuck? So you hold on.
You're sticking to one form of science and you're taking it as gospel when there's scientists here, China, Africa, all around the world, universities all around the world, genetics labs all around the world, and you're just stuck on your one little thing that you learned. Because like I said, I brought up the bell curve and you refuse to even talk about it. Stuck.
I don't want to have a conversation.
If that's not the definition of stuck in your ways, then I don't know what. I
don't want to have a conversation about the bell curve, yo. Yeah, I'm saying.
So would you say I got that one? So hold on. I know this is Sonetta, but you know what I'm saying, and y'all gonna rock with who y'all want to rock with, but he don't even want to talk about it. So can we say I won?
I'm saying no.
Let's check
what? We're not fighting.
We're not winning for me, people.
We're not winning to lose. I'm saying you have a chance to go ahead and talk about what you want to talk about. Then I'll join in. That's all. Why are you trying to win? Ain't no winning. You're not gonna defeat science. That's the point. Because anything I miss, I can just go back and find the answers to it. You're not up against me. You're up against the world of scientists, bro. So go ahead and explain your distribution bell curve, and I'm going to make sure you get that right. And then show me where science puts it up against the theory of evolution. That's what you got to do. See, I'm a very good listener, bro. So you're positing that the distribution bell curve is another explanation on, first of all, you mixing up two things. You're mixing up human evolution with the outer Africa theory. You don't even know that. So I don't know how you figuring you winning anything. Let's get that coherent first. I'm going to say this again. The outer Africa theory is completely separate from the evolutionary theory. They're two separate theories, bro. They're two separate theories. So you're saying, I want to make sure I got this right. Hold on, I want to make sure I got this right. So you're saying that the natural distribution bell curve, right, will replace what? The outer Africa theory or both? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Because if you make that statement, then you're officially in trouble. Are you saying that? Because you said I'm old and I'm stuck in my ways. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying the bell curve is the reason for the distribution of people, of humans, animals, and plants. Y'all say we were all in Africa, and then we were distributed throughout the planet from there.
He. You can learn how things distribute.
That's sad. This is sad.
Still could evolve, and still the distribution could be from Africa. You know what I'm saying, yo? It's sad how he did that, and I knew he was in trouble then. Let's further conversation when we start talking about. Hit that link, man. Join the stream, man. If you want to ask some questions, man. What? Who is this? In a Flash TV? Huh? Let me chatty in the patty. He says pseudos using their besides pseudo gatekeeping information that only they can argue what's facts and what's not. Shaking my head. Euro Negroes are sad. Who was you talking to? You talking about that guy? Because if you wasn't talking about that guy, you can just leapfrog and hit the link. But you know what? You won't. Boy, I tell you. Boy, them pseudos keep it coming. All right. Let's see. Here we go.
I'm saying no. We were already distributed all throughout the whole earth. That's what I'm saying. There's no twist in it.
So you're agreeing to what I'm saying then? Because you kind of talked around it. It's either
That's
you gave the explanation
in real time, people.
No, I'm saying so you come on, bro. So okay, now that we caught a creeper in the chat, what I would tell you is, he says, you just believe in your master's info. It's a good statement to analyze right there. And we know you won't get up here and have a coherent conversation because you bumbling, babbling, and stumbling already. We know that. You don't got the heart. See, the heart of a champion would cause you to come up here and have a coherent conversation and prove that science is the masses' information. You have to prove that first. That would be something you would have to do. Last time I checked, there's an African origin of STEM. Last time I checked, right? Proto-science occurs in Africa first, spreads to Asia first, okay? The steps, the foundation, the groundwork in Africa. So I don't know about the master thing. The master don't get where he get without following the steps. That, like you don't just get on the top floor. You got to take the damn elevator. You can't usurp the damn elevator, or you can't skip steps. So since you don't understand that, you're incoherent, hit the damn link. That's all I'm saying. Hit the link and show and prove yourself. That's how we do around here. We don't be yelling and screaming at each other. We don't be cussing each other out. Hit the link, right? And let's have some coherency in what you're saying. You should be able to prove that I'm using the masses information. I don't know what that is, right? But in the same breath, when you say that, I already know that you're using, right, discredited European information. This is what I know. This is what I understand it to be. Anything you say is going to already been put forth by the pseudos in the Eurocentric community. This I assure you. So hit that link and show us something different.
It's amazing to me.
Let's have that information. I want to have the conversation about white scholars info. I definitely want to have that conversation. And I'm saying, hit the daggone link. There won't be no talking over each other. You're not going to talk as the deaf, though, but we will have a coherent conversation on that. I will guarantee you either one of us going to have to fold. Simple as that. But I don't think you got the heart, though.
It's amazing to me how many fallacies they're able to put into one sentence. First of all, that statement is a red herring, and it's appeal to emotion. It's fear-mongering, and it is a statement of complete ignorance. I don't know how they have the ability to wrap up so many fallacies in one sentence.
Yeah, well, I don't know neither. What's up, Mr. Reg?
Hey, how you doing? A happy Father's Day, and everybody celebrates Father's Day. Certainly women. Everybody has a father, grandfather, great-grandfather, great-great-grandfather, etc., great-great-grandfathers, etc. So happy Father's Day as the day ends. Just to chime in. Okay, so the problem is with our people, when we use words that we don't define to the audience, that is a red herring. So both Ankh and Cedric and Gullah is correct. What the bell curve represents, if I can just have a few seconds, right? So I'm just going to kill his whole argument. And
no, what you about to do, Reggie? What you about to do?
Well, I'm going to talk because I ain't going to share my screen.
Go ahead.
So share my screen or just talk?
Yeah, we're going because we're moving quick.
Okay, so the bell curve, what it is a statistical tool like Cedric Ortega, the scientist, says, not an explanation for evolution. What the bell curve represents, the bell curve or normal distribution is a statistical graph that shows how values in a data set are distributed, with most values clustering near the mean, which Cedric said, the average, and fewer values appearing at the extreme, right? The bell curve in biology. In biology, the bell curve is sometimes used to describe the distribution of a trait within a population, such as height, beak size, eye color, where most individuals have intermediate values and few extreme values outside of the distribution of the mean. This pattern often arises when a trait is influenced by many genes, and that is polygenic inheritance, right, from many peoples, right, and their genes, and environmental factors, right? The bell curve does not explain evolution. Let's just stop it right there. The bell curve itself does not explain how or why evolution happens. It's just a snapshot of a variation in a population, not a mechanism of change. Evolution is the process by which the distribution of traits in a population changes over genetics due to mechanisms like natural selection, mutation, genetic drift, and etc. So the problem is it's like arguing with someone who wants to talk about buoyancy, who doesn't know that gravity is in the formula. Yeah, so he's arguing about the bell curve, but not understanding that it's a statistical measurement of looking at a particular trait and looking at the extreme and the mean. I'll stop.
That's a great explanation, Reggie. By the time we got through this video, I had a chart broken out for him. I broke them all the way down like a cricket to the very last compound.
Exactly. So the problem is that, okay, we have science type channels. This is one of them. And then we have other channels that are just for clicks and giggles, and the channel host has the inability, right? And sometimes their guests have the inability to understand actually science. And how will I know this? Show me your education. Show me you got past a GED, right? Now GED is not always the measure, but show me where you actually applied.
You got something from high school. So yeah. I don't require people to have any types of degrees to discuss the subject. Only time you would need a degree, right, in said subject is if you're overturning that subject. Then I require you to have the expertise in that field. So let's read this right here. It said you're a Euro Negro who leans on gatekeeping information by white scholars. You're not challenging it.
What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about?
But he's using the internet.
What the hell is he talking about? Can somebody get the incoherent nut? Look, watch this. Diop so banging with trailblazers. Unc stood up to white, like, man, get out of here, bro.
No, Dr. Diop and Dr. Obanga use the science, the prevailing science, to make their points, and then debated with people who were using random ideas, right, as explanations against the science that they said. So yes, they are trailblazers. You're correct. I'm closer to them than anybody on this platform.
You Reggie, get out of here. You tripping. You didn't overstep. You crossed that down.
No. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I met Obanga, and I used to listen to
Dr. Closer to them, or are you saying in scholarship or knowing them? What you saying?
Knowing their work.
We all read their work, yo.
No. Yeah, you. So first to read their work, you have to know the elements of the subject that they was what they was talking about, right? You actually have to know that. But I don't want to get into a tit for tat about about that, what I do want to say is that when you want to talk about Dr. Diop and Dr. Obenga, when many of the things they talked about was the so-called ancient Egyptian language. I'm closer to knowing that than most people on this channel.
No, what though, Reggie?
But the language,
how the language works, the grammar, the vocabulary.
Say that, Reggie. Just say the language. Because Diop ain't know the damn language. He fucked it up. Let's get
they messed the language up. That's one of the things. They messed up. That's one of the things.
I don't know. I don't think Diop knew the language. He ain't know. Diop ain't know the language. Still foul.
Yeah, he kind of connected with Wolof language, and it ain't Wolof language. Not related
to. Listen. He challenged certain things, but to say that
he was wrong on that though, yo.
He was wrong on what?
On the
language part, bro.
He definitely was.
The language was the part that he was wrong.
Wolof, yo, he was wrong.
What part was he wrong? Give me an example.
Oh, come on, man, you know that, bro. The
Wolof is not Wolof is not even Afro-Asiatic, bro. The reason why he made the mistake because Wolof got a lot of Arabic borrowed words in it, and Arabic is in the same family as Egyptian language, which is Afro-Asiatic.
That's all, Reg. And then you got pseudos in the chat back. That's how you know he's a canary right there. Whenever the pseudo agrees with you, you can pretty much know you got something wrong right there.
Yeah, okay, but that
you get my point.
Okay, so
don't get that.
The comparison between ancient Egyptian and
Wolof was a good thing to try.
Is he was making comparison? There may not be anything. There may, because of the different language groups that are involved, it may not be direct. But so I would leave that point. But I would leave the other point.
Appreciate that. Thank you. Let's get to the other point. Go ahead.
Yeah. So what one of the things that he is known about is the usage of the word kemet, right? And so
you know what? Stop right there. We don't want to go down that road.
Okay.
We can do that tomorrow. I'm gonna beat you up. I got you. No, I'm gonna do it Wednesday.
Yeah, tomorrow's a busy day, but
Wednesday,
Thursday.
I mean, hold back. I got a piece of
Monday love. Any of that, right?
Yeah, now I'm gonna get you Wednesday. Right?
You gonna give me Wednesday?
Yeah, we on the black. We're gonna talk about the black Kemet. Because what I did was I went back and looked at that scam that Jabari and Smash and them did and say cool. And I listened attentively how they all disagree with each other. Very funny. One say the Egyptians didn't call themselves black. That's Jabari. Nobody's arguing that. Where Smash was arguing that they did call themselves black, right? They's in disagreements with that. And then they try to use Karakuni, okay? All right. Karakuni said they never called themselves black, right? Think about that. Crazy Jabari act like she did because she used the racist one drop rule, right? I said, yo, you're a colonizer. Yo, you using old Jim Crow. Got mad. He was very loud and disrespectful in that show. Yelling and screaming. I didn't even yell and scream at this man. Right? Through the whole show, I'm fighting against Sarnetta, Jabari, and Smash, right? And they kept putting me in the back, right? But when, I'm talking, they cutting in, never let me finish my thoughts. They doing all them tactics, right?
Well, Uncle,
I'm saying it's a gentleman's game, though. But it's a gentleman's game, though, bro. But I'm saying it's a gentleman's game. If I'm sitting there listening to you, right, then I'm expecting the same when I speak, because it's a gentleman's game. Did they allow that to happen? Nope. So I'm gonna play that. I'm gonna play the part. It's gonna be real easy, right? So anyway, I don't want to go down that nonsense. And they got to the Schulerman thing, and they start conning and before and all the foolery. The whole thing was wild. I said, y'all wild. They had to start laughing because they know they wild for that.
I didn't want to disturb your show.
The show is always fluid. But anyway, back to this nut right here who's agreeing with you, right? So I never said I was a trailblazer on anything, but the trail I have blazed is bringing goddamn scientific literacy to the damn community at full tilt. Because that's what Diop's and them was wanting to do. That's what John Henry Clark and them was wanting to do. That's what Dr. Ben and them was wanting to do. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Ben just got cut off into the Egyptian and the religion thing and all that. But the very essence of what he wanted to do for sure was have you go ahead and work with the science. Now, for NA Flash TV, I just want to say for the record, yo, you're actually tripping. Because all the people I just named use white information, bro. If you think Diop went out into the field and dug up any damn thing, then you're sadly mistaken. If you think Dr. Ben dug up anything, then you're sadly mistaken. They couldn't have done it. They wasn't anthropologists. They wasn't archaeologists. They wasn't geneticists. Genes weren't even out yet. So they had to use available data. All I would have to do to get you out the game. See? Because at this point, you didn't call me names, right? And I don't want to have to call you names back, right? You're afraid in the chat. You probably Jabari or somebody, right? You're reckless. You want me to howl and scream, you know what I'm saying? And you definitely can't read, right? Because all I would ever have to do is take this down right here, right? All I would have to do is take this down and simply do this, pick up a book, and then go to the back of the book to see how many white people Dr. Ben used, right? And if I could do that, then you lose. You know what, Reggie? Y'all have a conversation. I want to pull up the PDF, and I want to see how many white people did Dr. Ben use. Let me see. Now you got me hot. Now we didn't change the show. Am I yelling? I'm not yelling. Let me calm it down.
Slightly.
Let me tune it down because I don't want to sound like Jabari. I want to calm it down.
Well,
no need to yell.
Yeah.
Breathe.
Well, I've seen Dr. Ben's library, and most people get mad at me when I say more than about 60% of Dr. Yosef Ben Jochanan's library, right, were white scholars, right? His personal papers, his stuff is works of his and others, but the majority of his library was the prevailing scientific thinking and language thinking of what was happening in society, and he used those things.
Yeah,
so
you had to use. I mean, shoot, think about it. A couple of generations ago, we came off plantations and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? We coming up into, you know what I'm saying? Education and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he had the whole he had whole series like the Golden Bough. He had every book of the Golden Bough, right? All 32 volumes of the Golden Bough, right? All on one shelf, right? And then he had other European scholars, and he had their whole series. Why? Because he had to understand what the prevailing the science was, or the thoughts of the time period.
The time period. Yeah, and of course, like Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark, they had sources from, you know what I'm saying, Arabic sources too. You know, they spoke upon a lot of their Arabic sources too, because that was the time of education at that time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying, the age of exploration and all that, you know what I'm saying? They came, you know what I'm saying, with Europe. You know what I'm saying? The Portuguese had them ships, You know, they started with that. You know what I'm saying?
We talking to a whole bunch of retards, yo, that don't actually read, and they come on in and get me frustrated. I'm like, yo, are you kidding me right now? Then I realized none of them have actually read a Dr. Ben's book, yo. None of them have read none of the shit that they talking about, gatekeeping, and they say hurtful stuff to people that's really trying to help out people forward, yo. They say hurtful things in the chat. They don't get up and have a coherent conversation. They say hurtful stuff on purpose. And you say, well, ignore them. No, I look at it as being a teaching moment, right? Because I know they don't own a Dr. Ben book. I know it in my heart. I know they don't. I know they never read it, right? I know they just want to get some time on the screen. That's all. Conclusion. Let's see. Can I get to the back of the sources?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's like they like none of these scholars, you know what I'm saying, these African descendant scholars even claim to be conscious and none of that stuff. Y'all just I don't know. It's like y'all created some type of religion, you know what I'm saying, around these, you know what I'm saying, scholar.
They never called themselves conscious.
Yeah.
They never called themselves conscious. So I do think that if Ankh does show you who Dr. Yosef Ben Jochanan used, because one thing is he did challenge European scholars when they were wrong, or he thought they was wrong, but when they was right, he certainly cited them and used them.
Oh
Right?
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So that's part of this scientific method and literature review. So you have to do a literature review to understand what a person is thinking about. I'll stop.
No, keep going. Hold on. Hold on. Keep having the conversation. Let me find it.
Yeah.
I want to ask you
So
five questions.
what I find is that in this so-called conscious community, people create a reality that does not
Exist.
necessarily exist,
Right.
right?
Right.
And so when you find the universities that Diop went to and Obenga went to, you find out that they went to French universities,
Yeah.
right?
What school, what college did he graduate from? See, it's just crazy. At a certain point, you just hear people just be wrong, man.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That's all you hear is they just be wrong. You be like, come on, yo, why are you this wrong?
yeah, and so the problem is we've created this dream world that's really out of reality, and then unfortunately, failure is success. What I mean by that is if you are into these strange theories with no proof, then it might challenge the mind and it might get views to hear what you're saying. But ultimately, if you put it down on the table and you source it, you find that there's very few sources that agree with the person who's talking about these things. And again, I need to see your education. I simply just need to see your education. I got good education. I need you to go through the same process I went through, and some of the people that that you're challenging to see what process they went through. Now you may not like Ankh, right? And a lot of times that is that. And I'm not saying the brother that was on here does not like Ankh, because I don't know, because he's on Ankh's channel. But a lot of people use their emotions rather than trying to do research. Right? You use their emotions, how they feel, right? That can't be right. To attack God, that can't be right. But when you find out that the early Hebrews was smoking a Yahweh pack, they was putting cannabis on dung and hallucinating, right? You can't believe that, but that's true. That's true. They were hallucinating. And then you got converts who don't even want to look at history to see what the prevailing information is, the new information. They don't want to see that because they're so into their belief and their emotions and acceptance. So most of the stuff that we see on YouTube is flat Earth. This crazy rapper, what's his name? Who decided to deal with Dr. Dave, right? You find out that these people have no real education.
You talking about what's McCommon?
Yeah, the
A lot of them old religions was hallucinate on different
Lord Jamal.
Lord
psychedelic,
Jamal.
psychedelic herbs and stuff
yeah.
like that. I got a book called Plants of the Gods, and they talk about like different religions that use different you know what I'm
Yeah, that's a
saying,
To
fact.
get close to their imaginary friend.
mushrooms and all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Different rituals that use different stuff around the
to
world.
get close. So you got to hallucinate to get closer to God. And some of these religions are actually based on this. And so when you come to these channels, like this particular channel, you got to talk science, you got to talk vocabulary, you got to talk scientific vocabulary, and you got to use it right. So arguing about some bell curve and don't know, never used the bell curve, don't know how it works, right? And I gave you a simple explanation. There's a
I
mean.
even I even jump to bell curve and don't even agree with evolution. If bell curve is a theory within that, you know what I'm saying, within that subject matter. You know, it don't even make sense.
It's just normal distribution. So you got it. So that might be, you got to do some math. You got to be math enabled to understand what's going on, right? And to check to make sure
All
that
right. Okay, we here. Gotta be ruthless in this game right here, bro. So we're gonna come to Black Man of the Now real quick to show you that your man, and I let him occupy some space on the channel because he's a nut. Right? This is selected biography. All right. Can I make this a little bigger? All right. Let's see what Dr. Ben was actually.
And you know they don't like Dr. Ben. You know,
yeah, no, he do. That guy do. He do. Look,
okay.
this is the Black Man of the Now and his family. So, do you think Walter M. Adams, The Book of Masters, New York, 1898, William F. Albright, From Stone Age to Christianity, Baltimore, the Johns Hopkins Press, Wilson Armstead, A Tribute for the Negro, Manchester, okay? The History of Sudan in the Earliest of Times, 1881, London, University of London. Is that white enough for you? You don't get no more white than the University of goddamn London. All right, I'm gonna skip through here while we playing. Boston, PC Health Company, Warren O. Alt, Europe in the Middle Ages, 1932, Hannibal, George P. Baker, Garrison and Garrison, 1930, Charles M. Bakerwell, Source Book, Ancient Philosophy, New York. Come on, man. Church, let me see. The Church and Slavery, Philadelphia. Perry McCullen. Dr. Ben, he sourced his own self. Mother of Western Civilization. That's about the blackest you're going to get right here. The Cross, Ancient and Modern New York. ADF, Randolph, 1888. Man, come on, bro. What we got here? We got the Conquest of Civilization. Harper and Brothers, 1926. You think Harper and Brothers is a black institution? Get out of here. You scamming us. Look, Museum of Natural History, Prehistory. All right. Robert Braidwood, Chicago Natural History Museum. Is that a black-owned institution? Nah, yo, you scamming. Ancient Times, History of the Early World. Okay, New York, Genning Company. You think Genning Company 19th is a black-owned company? Knock it off. The Annals of Nubian Kings, London. You ain't getting no more whiter than London.
Look, he got Budge up there. Look.
Where we at? Y'all can read it. Go ahead. Somebody jump in. He got
Ernest A. Budge up
there. Burgess, Black Man Burgess. Burge. Come on, bro. What are we talking about? The History of Ethiopia and Nubia. Abyssinia. Volume 1 and 2, London. Come on, man.
Yeah, even when it comes
to this, tab out.
We come from the
Origin, Evolution, and Race. Look, look, Allen and Unwin, Ewan. It says Origin and Evolution of Human Race. So Dr. Ben supported that. Of course he did. The Prehistory of East Africa. You ain't seen a black person yet in this BR, and he got it from A to damn Z.
You got John
Every
D.
white person you ever known in the history of scholarship is in the back of Dr. Ben's book, but yet you talk crazy. So I'm linking you shine, bro, because you wouldn't hit the link.
When he said
talk,
when he said we come from the mountain to the moon where God happy dwell, Dr. Ben never said that is something that he created. He would tell you that is something that he took from an exhibition, right? That he
Reggie, I'm just talking about the sources, my man. Was you?
But I'm just saying that when he said we come from the mountains to the moon where God happy dwell, that came from an exhibition. That's not something he created. He got that from an exhibition
in the museum. Yep.
Right, and so that's my point. I know you kind of.
Okay, I got your point. No, I'm just saying I'm coming in hot. Right. Stone Age Races of Kenya, London, Oxford University. How white do you got to be Oxford University? London, Volume 1 and 2. The History and Description of Africa. Look, come on with Harper and Brothers, 1939. Hebrew Origins. Theophile J. Meek. Man, look, bro. I can just keep going. Look, periodicals, journals, and newspapers. You don't even know what the hell a periodical is. You don't know what a journal is. And I know you don't know what the damn newspaper is. American Journal of Anthropology. The black man make that. Notes in History of Kush. American Journal of Archaeology. You don't get no more white than that. 1946, page 378 to page 388.
Yeah, he used Carter G. Woodson. That's one black right there.
There you go. Where Carter at? Where you at?
you just pass it up. Woodson is right there. Carter G. Woodson. That's right there. Carter G. Woodson above the big bold letters.
Yeah, Carter, there you go. There you go. Shining star. There you go, bro. And then what the hell you think Carter G. Woodson? Don't make me pull up Carter G. Woodson book and see what he used.
Yeah, his source, yeah.
What are you talking about? Why are you on my channel? You disrespectful. New York Times. So is that a white owned, a black owned New York? Is it talking about the 43,000-year-old mine discovered in Switzerland, Swaziland? New York Times. Trace man back 600,000 years in Georgia, in Africa. Fossils. Come on, man. Yeah. I bet you quiet in that damn chat now, though. Super quiet. Gone. Crazy. Yeah. And you got another pseudo in here talking about 90%. No. What are you talking about? 90% of y'all info is from the Euro. Laugh out loud. So sad. Yeah, you's a nut. What I probably need to just start killing y'all in the chat for just being disrespectful to schooling. You tripping. Yeah, all right. Crazy. Can't do nothing. Can't stand up. Can't do nothing but talk that talk in the chat in the patty. Get out of here, man. We don't do that around here. We stand up like men and come on and have a conversation. But y'all gotta recognize that the people that you covet and love use white people information, because ain't no such thing as white people information. They just did the damn information. They use the field of science.
Yeah, well, they patching up Frankenstein monsters. Y'all black scholars use white 90% white scholars. You know.
What else was they going to use? What else was
what? Yeah, who
like
else
yeah, black art. Now you got black archaeologists.
Outdated pseudoscience of the 1800s, race science, or plain out pseudo nonsense.
Yeah, come on.
And most of the time, they're European scholars. So I don't get what their argument is.
Man, stop it, yo. Like the field, man, it is what it is, bro. You act like indigenous Africans.
Look, look at this source. He got some evolution in there. It's a fossils trace man back six.
Yeah, I read it. He got a lot of evolutionary sources from Cambridge and Harvard and all that. Of course he does. Yeah, why wouldn't he have that? Come on, man. Yeah, all that. Nothing but. Yeah, so I don't know why y'all sit around and just be stupid all the time. It's crazy. You forced me. You forced me to say it like that. They actually forced me to say that, bro. They forced me into that position to say the things that I say. Come on, man. Index.
Proud of their ignorance. They take pride in their ignorance.
They take pride in their ignorance. That's a good one. That's a good one. Now, one book that ain't hold up, that don't got quote unquote white sources. We'll hold it up and do it. Prove it. Do all the black. And then I want to read their names and see what they use. You got to use the field and the tools. Come on, man.
They don't know nothing about the scientific world. The scientific world is diverse anyway. If they really knew.
I don't know, like Africa
don't even know the Africans. Y'all can't even name us the African scientists. When y'all talking, y'all evidently don't know.
No, they never heard, right? They ain't never heard of African scientists.
They got European colleagues. They work alongside, bumping shoulders with Europeans all the time. You don't even matter. It don't even matter in that world. Y'all talking about scientifically literate.
Oh man. Reason.
That's a telltale giveaway of someone that's not into science or doesn't understand the field of science. Because again, like you say, even on the space station, Russia and the Americas are having their disputes, but scientists are working together on the space station. Scientists, once you engage in science, you forget all those nonsense. They just fall away. There's no room for race in science. There is no white man gravity. There's no white man blood type. There's no white man immunology. Like your immune system works the way it works, and we study it as science, as a field. It isn't white or black. Is gravity white man gravity versus African gravity? Like these concepts make no sense. They're stupid. They're infantile.
It's like what you got the paleontologist Haile Selassie. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I don't talk about him.
You think he disagree with evolution?
So we come right here, okay? And I believe this to be black man and not no Africa, the mother of Western civilization. All right, Dr. Ben talks about come down to the second chapter right here. Say man's intermediary link to an ape-like ancestor. This is Dr. Ben, it's your favorite teacher. At this juncture, it must be noted that Sir Charles Darwin had used the term ape-like ancestors and not an ape, as so many of his religious detractors have stated since his proclamation. The confusion, as well as the persecution of all paleontologists and their associates by members of the clergy of all three faiths, labeled Western religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, continues to this very day. However, the collection of human fossils accumulated beyond imagination, a few are chronologically listed as follows, according to their date of discovery. This man started giving you fossils. Chronologically listing of fossil finds according to dates. Fossil head discovered and displayed before the British Museum Association, white people. It is also identified with that of Neanderthal. Y'all ain't never heard of Neanderthal till Dr. Ben said it. If you was reading black books and going blackology, you never got to this point here. It was discovered in England. And we can go on and on and on and on and on. Right? We can go on. And let me see. Let's see. Since the unearthing of Zinthopithecus boise, y'all ain't know that. Dr. Ben talked about Zinthopithecus boise. That's why at the beginning of the show, I talked about using science, right, to get your history. Now I gotta say use science literacy. If you want to go back and read the old books, Dr. Ben was talking about this. So I wasn't the first person to talk about this. You got black people that fought for you that you love was actually talking about what we're talking about now, and you think I'm coming with something new. It's the craziest thing ever. Zinthopithecus boise, there has been many more fossil men found in the same general area of East Africa and Ethiopia. Some date back to 5 million years before Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. He was trying to make a point. So we can go on and on and on and on and on, but my point is very, very clear, bro. To Dr. Ben and everybody you love that was teaching black history that had some damn sense was trying to use science. Y'all just got caught up in reading the religious things they wrote about because you couldn't understand what the hell Zinthopithecus boise was. Man originated from an ape-like ancestor, etc. Dr. Albert Churchward works such as Signs and Symbols of Premortal Man, The Origin of Evolution of the Human Race, were at that time also ignored and ridiculed. Of course, not as vigorously as those by Charles Darwin. Sir Charles Darwin, page 74. I'm just saying, man, so I don't even know why the hell I even, like, what are we doing here, man? Yeah, y'all, yeah, I like to say y'all actually suck. Y'all do is crazy.
Yeah. Sad.
Yeah, and I ain't talking about those who are fighting for education. I'm not talking about them. I'm not talking about the general crowd who didn't know this. I'm not even talking about the person that owns a Dr. Ben book and haven't actually knew what the hell he was talking about when he said Xanthopithecus boise. Xanthopithecus boise. I'm talking about the ones that get on here and talk that talk.
Yeah.
White man, this using white man, y'all gatekeeping. No, because you get beat half to death when you come up to somebody that's scientifically literate.
Yeah, they got read fatigue because they don't actually pick up the material. Yeah.
They don't pick up the material. What's up, Kevin? Chill. What's up? Y'all know what it is, man. Happy Father's Day, man. It's a top-notch dad there, man. I met his daughter, man. Beautiful. Met his wife. Beautiful. Big up to the real dads, right? The dads that are there. Big up. You know what it is. So, yeah, we have about the 2-hour mark, man. I think we did our thing. Did we? Let's let's finish a little bit of the beating half the cosmic guy for a second, and then we'll roll it out. Let's just hit this a little bit. When being young don't help you out. When you challenge what? This ain't gonna work over here, yo.
Now,
it worked with everybody else.
Listen.
Hold on.
So
You just said something. Let me say this. Are you saying that what you're talking about replaces the outer Africa theory and the theory of evolution? You've already gave the explanation. So now for clarity, yes or no, bro?
Not just the bell curve alone. Yes, but yes, that's a part of it.
All right, thank you.
I don't know.
Thank you for your honesty. So go ahead and do that. Use that. Okay, now that I see what you're trying to do, I'm gonna beat you up. I don't need to know nothing about the bell curve distribution. Now, I'm going to learn as you teach and show you how it does not replace the theory of evolution. That's what I'm going to do for you, youngin. Now I got to call you a youngin since you call me old. So we're going to play that young-old dynamic until we level up a little bit and realize that both of us existing in this environment is essential for the education, right? But we can't be standing on misinformation and disinformation. I'm telling you, Chris, you're standing on misinformation. I'm about to say you promote disinformation. That's what I'm about to say. But I'm gonna give you a little slack because they say I don't give the young boys slack. They say I ain't give young Pharaoh slack. Right? I always felt like you was respectful. He was disrespectful, so I had to beat the brakes off him. You've always been respectful. I always felt like you could learn something, right? But we always like disconnected. I can't never really have good quality conversations with you. This is our chance. So go ahead for the listening audience. Show us how you're going to use bell curve distribution, which I admit, man, I ain't never heard of that, which is fine. You see how easy I did that? Remember this rule me and you supposed to have together. If you never heard something, yo, then I got to listen to what you're saying, right? Yeah. Go ahead, Chris. Show us why you think humans come from monkeys. I don't know where the hell you got that from, right? Like, I don't know where you got that from. Like, I've never said that. I never said humans came from monkeys. But if that's the game you want to play, as a matter of fact, I got it documented in my little book right here. It's a little book. It's inspired by Dr. Ben, right? And I never said that humans came from monkeys. As a matter of fact, I make this statement just for the record, so you don't think I'm tripping. In the back, I got some questions and answers, right? Let me see. Let's see. All right, what do biologists? No. Do human? No. Hold on. Wait. Right here. This is about question number 6. The question is, watch this, yo. Is the question. It says, who claims that humans come from monkeys? This is in my book, so you know. All right. Who claims that humans come from monkeys? The answer, people who have not taken the time to study and understand human evolution. The claims, for the most part, start with the religious zealots and creationists who fight against science with ignorance, not facts. So where do you stand on that? Are you fighting against science with ignorance and no facts? Or are you a religious zealot, Mr. Chris? Because I've never said that, and science didn't say that. Why are you getting that part wrong before we enter into this complex conversation? Go ahead, Mr. Chris.
I think I am, like I said before, when I first got introduced to Sinetta, I am a truth seeker. I am a truth teller. I think that I came across information that is more true than the things that you be teaching, Cedric be teaching, and a lot of people be teaching. And I think I'm battling that. Other than that, it's not no zealot. It's not none of that. I'm honestly just bringing y'all information to help y'all to what I think is the truth. I could be wrong, but like I said, I'm 1-0 already. Cedric ran. You ran. You don't want to talk about that bell curve. And just for the record,
I'm running. Hold on. You still got me running?
No. It's for the record. Sinetta made he said Cosmic Chris call or hop on. The stream is still up. He said, I'm calling you out. You know what I'm saying? Now we get here. I'm not being called out. He want me to teach.
Bro,
I'm just saying.
No. I'm going to call you out as long as you stand on that pseudo line, bro.
That's what it was.
What you talking about, Will? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you
The hell is he talking about?
That's crazy. The pseudos all do that. They do this imaginary victory.
I know him.
He beat me up because I was running from him. Like these dudes live in their own little world, bro. Completely out of their mind. Lunatics.
That's why I was like, call him up because he got slick. I said, call him up. I had this conversation with him. So let's finish. See what I'm saying? I said, I got to pound him to the ground now. He talking crazy. Talking about you ran. You ain't run from what? Come on, man. Here we go.
I brought the bell curve on flatline. So that's just for the record. We're not going to act like that didn't happen in real time.
Does that make you feel better, Chris?
Hold on, Chris. That make you feel better? Mandinka and Cedric ran. He was the one who hosted it. That's his channel. Ask Mandinka. Ask Silky D. He was there. Ask him.
Hey, Chris.
All right, good.
You just named a line of wild pseudos with no credibility.
Yeah,
so what I'm saying to you, no, Cedric got credibility. That's my man right there. Okay, but listen, does it make you feel good, yo, to claim you defeated somebody and they standing right in your face, had a conversation? After I know you clearly heard me say, go ahead and start that bell. I'm gonna tell you right now that goddamn bell curve, whatever the hell you talking about, does not replace the two functioning theories that you need to know. They're two theories, bro. Not one, it's two. You didn't even know that until 2 minutes ago.
I'm just glad you admit that they're theories. Because the bell curve's not a theory. But
it's crazy.
I'll just get straight into
I can't do it. That's the litmus test. We can't do it. Once I realize you don't know what the hell a theory is, now I got to badger you and beat the brakes off you before we even get into the conversation and show the listening audience that this man is talking about science and don't know what the hell a theory is. No way. No way. He's knocked out at this point. Once we watch, you're going to hear it. That's the litmus test. Think about it. If you're talking to a person, right, that's talking about scientific ideas, because he actually is, right? And they don't know what a theory is, bro, what's the conversation about? Think about that.
Doesn't have a clue. He doesn't have a clue.
We about to find out, ain't we? We about to have a 20-minute conversation on what the theory is. I'm gonna put him in the cage and I'm gonna throw away the key. Got him trapped up. I'm setting him up right here, right now. You know how in baseball, yo, I'm throwing a fastball, right? But I know I'm gonna hit him with a slider. I'm setting him up. I'm brushing him off the plate a little bit. With the hard, I crashed the fastball in on him and he jumped back. Now I'm gonna throw a pitch that look like a fastball, right? Like it's coming down and it's gonna break. What is that? Here we go. What is that noise? Hold on. Let's go. Till you get the damn theory right, until you get that right, I refuse to move forward in our intelligent conversation. For it to be coherent, hold on.
About? Why are you changing?
I'm saying no. I don't want to change this. I'm saying me and you cannot sit here and have a conversation. What is that noise? Is somebody mute out? What are we doing? Is that
I'm
you?
muted. No, I'm muted.
I know. What is that noise? I know. How is everybody mute? I'm still hearing that noise. All right, here we go. All right. Y'all had the fake mute on. You had the pseudo mute. Around science, and you don't understand what a scientific theory is. It's ridiculous at that point, right? I can't even, I can't do that to the audience. Cosmic Chris. Matter of fact, Chris, I'm giving you the utmost respect by even sitting here talking to you, bro. Because I don't want to make it seem like there's some kind of way I disrespect the youth, right? You know what I'm saying? Because when I was talking to James Smalls and they were like, yo, you ain't even old enough to have a damn conversation. That's how they did me. All right. That's how, yo, we'll hold on. So I'm not doing you like that. I'm sitting here with you, right? I'm pretty sure you're a father. I appreciate that, man. Big up to the dads, right? Big up to all the damn dads, no matter how conversation go, what it is, yo. Big up for being around your damn son or daughter. Big up to that, bro. That's what means something to me, right? That you around your kid. The second thing is, what are you going to teach your kid? That's your business as a parent. But functional parents, right, always going to get their kids the best education so they can navigate the world, right, wrong, or goddamn indifferent, bro. So when I raised my kids, this is just what I did. I never told them not to believe in God. I never told them to be an atheist. I never told them to be Muslim, Christian, or Jew. What I did was I gave them the foundation, bro. I gave them literacy so they can make choices. You feel me? Might not sound good, might sound wild to some people, but I gave them literacy. And what I'm saying is the conversations we have are very, very difficult and very, very hard. Most people won't get the damn conversations, bro, because it's hard. Science is hard. And most people will mess that up because it takes education around the subject. You can't just YouTube video this. This is hard. This is not memorizing a bunch of facts or memorizing a bunch of what you think it is. No, this is hard work to be a scientist. Hard work to even transmit science is hard. Science is hard. That's why everybody can't do it. You'll hear people on these channels, oh, I'm a scientist. They're lying. They're just talking, right? It's hard to get a degree, bro. It costs money, first of all, okay? A master's degree, right? A bachelor's degree, a doctorate degree in said subject matter, yo. To be an expert, it's the hardest thing, one of the hardest things you'll do in your life. And then most people don't even get accepted into these programs, right? So I'm not going to sit here and disrespect what our ancestors pushed forward. Our ancestors in Africa, right? Speaking clearly of the foundation of STEM. Okay, so that means that, yo, whenever you disrespect science and call it white, green, or purple, it's disrespectful to the ancestors, bro. So Chris, what is a scientific theory, bro? Please just look it up. I'm not even asking for it off the top of your head. That way, when we move forward, we good with it. That's all. Go ahead, read what a scientific theory is, bro.
Very long-winded. You're very long-winded. It was up since before we started the live stream, and it says basically what I said yesterday. I'll read it for you. A scientific theory is a well-substantiated explanation of some aspects of the natural world based on a body of facts that have been repeatedly confirmed through observation and experiment. I said that yesterday.
Now go ahead, bro. Since you said I was long-winded, yo, I don't want to do that. I want to be mindful of your time. So continue to speak, brother. So you just said that. Everybody heard you say that. Go ahead, brother. So what do you want to say about what you just read? Go ahead.
That it's still a theory. It's not like a universal law or something. Like it's a theory. It's just been tested, and I'm saying it's cool. like it's cool, but I'm not going to spice it up. Like
so now we see he thinks a law is greater than a theory, or a theory is greater than the law. It's not true. It's not true. He just doesn't understand. I didn't even get into that. I wanted to, but the conversation's got to move, and I'm gonna let y'all know that a law is not greater than a theory, and a theory is not greater than a law, and a theory doesn't become a law, and a law doesn't become a theory, yo.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a show on that. But he read it though. He talked about how it's well substantiated, and he started arguing with me over that. Let's just finish. We listening to the youth.
I believe real research, what a lot of y'all don't do, is when you can cross-reference things, when you can pick and stay on subject, but go into different fields and cross-reference them and bring them together. That's real research, and that's real scholarship. So just a theory, cool, that's cool, but we can't be letting theories run our lives. Like,
but and I have a show. You just called me long-winded. You can't feel the dead air. That's why I talk, because that's all you got.
No, I think the truth is not long-winded. I think the truth is short and sweet. Right, and that's what I bring every time. That's why I don't go on too long, because it's not. Am I going to lie to y'all? I don't need to lie to y'all. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I'm going to bring y'all to the water and let y'all go. That's why I never go too far. Now, like I was about to say, I have a presentation. Because I was ready to come, and I thought I was in debate mode a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, well,
I got my presentation. I can show y'all a couple of things. I'm gonna save it for a debate, because I want somebody to come. You know what I'm saying? I want to go 2-0. I want to take every belt. Like I told Mandinka, I want every belt. I want the HOK belt. I want the Lions Den belt. I want the community of skeptics belt. I want everybody's belt. Not saying that I want to just come debate y'all. I want to debate whoever y'all best debater is. You know what I'm saying? This is what I like to do. I was raised from y'all. I ain't gonna lie. My favorite teacher is always going to be the man who cooked you in that corner, young Pharaoh. So, like, I like to debate. That's what I do. I'm just looking for people who's not scared, as you can see. I mean, that's all.
So you think young Pharaoh
cooked you
and Seti and them cooked the show? You think that? Yeah.
Seti cooked a couple of times, but so I think in that specific video, young Pharaoh
let me say this for you, yo. So Pharaoh and Seti is using like Egyptian words, and then saying the Meta-Nation hadn't been deciphered, yo. Do you know how ridiculously stupid that is, bro? Think about. I want you to see how smart you are right now. You got a chance to prove me wrong, bro.
I agree with him.
No. Listen. This is the course of this conversation right here. Do you realize if you say something had not been deciphered, then you sure as hell don't know how to pronounce it? You know that, right? Because it's not deciphered. So if something is not deciphered, then how are you using the words and then know the meanings of the goddamn words? How is that remotely possible, bro?
That's a trick question.
It's not a
that's like rhetorical. That's
not a rhetorical question. It's not, bro. So I'm starting to see now, right? And here's where we're gonna go all wrong. I'm starting to see now, right, that either I'm not good enough to actually use the proper wording to help you understand what I just said, or you're incapable of comprehending what I said. I'm going to take the first one. I don't think that I'm using the proper words. So I want to say this one more time. The only reason we can read English, right, and all of that, because it has been deciphered, bro. And we know the meanings of it. French and all that. We understand it because we know the meanings of it. That we know how to pronounce the words because it's been deciphered. Okay. And I'm telling you this. So Japanese has been deciphered. That's why we can use Japanese words and terms. So I'm trying to get you to apply that to what they're calling the meta-nature. Obviously, it's been deciphered because those two guys are using words in the meta-nature, and they give you the definitions of it. They'll all come up here and tell you what Sa-Ra Seti is. Sa, the sun, Seti. You know what I'm saying? The sun. Sa, right? Sa is the sun. Just like Sa-Netta.
Indoctrination is indoctrination.
No. Do you get that?
If that's what they were taught, if that's what's being taught, then that's what's being taught.
So how
when someone come and say it's wrong, then that's what they
We're
did.
Not saying that. No, they had a.
That's what's being taught universally by Egyptologists.
No, but why are they using them? Why are they using them? Why are they using them if they say it hadn't been deciphered, yo?
Who, them? I can't speak for them.
No, that's their name. No, that's their name. You just stood up for them. You said they beat the brakes off me, bro. No, you said they beat the brakes off, and I'm saying, but how?
They did.
How? Okay, another mistake made on the
point. I wasn't talking about the meta conversation.
No, I know you wasn't, but I'm saying I want to give you a tidbit. I want to give it, and guess what else said he said? He said the same crazy thing you said. He said humans don't come from monkeys. And then guess what this man do? He talks about Kaloum on the potter's wheel. But Kaloum, right, shaped the Kanaba, right? That's what he thinking on the potter's wheel. But Kaloum is the guy daggone ram's head. So he's basically saying that in ancient Egypt, a ram created humans. So he mad at me because he misconstrued humans coming from monkeys, right? Monkey man. But he ain't mad at the ram head man. See, I don't understand that, Chris. See, Chris, that's a certain thing called understanding.
Nothing to do with them.
I know. Yes, you do, because you just big up them and you can't understand how they make mistakes. And now you're supposed to understand what theory is.
I'm allowed to give people their flowers. I gave you your flowers before and on your platform.
We're not talking about flowers.
I give Sanetta his flowers all the time. I gave them their flowers. They won
talking about comprehension.
They won that conversation, debate, whatever you want to call it. And he cooked you. That is what it is.
But we're talking about coherency.
I'm here to talk about what we're here to
talk
about.
No, I'm not going to talk about nothing.
We're not about to let
what I'm saying.
I don't want other men, other men's name to take over.
Cosmic Chris, we're going to move forward. That was a test for you. Now I see where your comprehension is, right? We're not actually talking about them. We're talking about comprehending the mistakes they made. You can't comprehend that. So I'm supposed to sit up here and think you're supposed to know the theory. You know, you actually read what a scientific theory was. No, hold on. I said we're moving forward. Listen, we're moving forward, Chris. Stay current with me. Now, I'm saying is for me to have this conversation with you, right? You just read what a scientific theory was and then said that was trash. And now I'm supposed to listen to you do a presentation on some complex ideas, and you don't realize that the very thing you read shows that what you saying, you don't know what the hell you talking about. You don't get that, bro. You don't get that. What you said, what you read it. You read that, bro. You want to read that again to the listening audience, Mr. Chris? Read that.
I definitely can.
Did you comprehend it? Go ahead and I'll tell you what. Go ahead. No, read it and then comprehend it. Let us know. Go ahead, Chris.
You want me to repeat it?
I want you to read that.
We can do this no matter how you want to do it.
Just read it and then explain what it means. Go ahead, bro.
You called me out. You scared?
Nah, bro. You called yourself out on the show talking about read it. Go ahead, Chris.
You want me to repeat what I already read? I'm going to. You want me to repeat what I read?
Look up the subject.
I'm comprehending. I'm gonna let y'all know what's going on right now. He wants me to repeat something I already read. He wants to make the conversation about.
And then you can go forward to the next thing.
And then he wants to talk over me after he just was long-winded. Now, a scientific theory is a well-substantiated explanation of some aspects of the natural world.
Stop right there, Chris. Chris, those couple words you just mean is. Do you know what well-substantiated is, bro? What does that mean to you? Start over again. Read the first sentence, yo. We're gonna go sentence by sentence for me.
No. We already. No, you said no. Already just went through this. I just read it. Can we get into the presentation or something?
Chris, see, that's the problem with these platforms, bro. We want to deal with high-level shit, but we refuse to understand. Don't cut me off.
The definition of a scientific theory. Let's deal with the high-level stuff.
Hey, Chris, listen. Let me do my thing, and you can do your thing. So it seems like you're afraid of something right now. I don't know.
You're afraid of the bell curve.
No. Uninterested in talking about. You're going to do, Chris. Do you realize you're going to get that chance? But I want to know who I'm dealing with. So I'm saying, read what a scientific theory is. Read the first sentence, and let's talk about the first sentence so that we're on the same page, Chris. This is class for you and me, bro. This is what everybody gets wrong. So what's the problem with reading that first sentence and comprehending it? What are you afraid of, bro? Remember, I'm the old guy. I'm the old man. You run circles around me. Run circles around that first sentence, Mr. Chris. Do that. Showboat, you got me right here. Most people don't get this. You got me, bro. Run circles around me on that first sentence. Explain to the audience what the hell that first sentence is saying. Chris, go ahead, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, first sentence. Read it, Chris.
You done?
Yes, sir.
A scientific theory is a well-substantiated explanation of some aspects of the natural world based on a body of facts that have been repeatedly confirmed through observation and experiment.
What does that mean, Chris?
It means that the out of Africa theory is wrong. At least according to my presentation.
Weed, Chris?
No,
Hold on, Chris.
Listen, no. Don't bring no drugs. Let's stay
Are you
serious.
smoking though, bro?
Oh,
I'm
my
not
God.
out of pocket.
I'm sitting here right in front of you, listening to you talk. Stop playing with me. Like I just said, from what I just read, if that alone and what I have in my presentation shows that the out of Africa theory is a bad theory. It's not rooted in no facts or no tried and tested experiments. It's really not. And that comes from a pretty sure I think it was a professor from Arkansas. So, like, I want to get into the presentation. I don't want to sit here and play these corny games. You were scared of the bell curve. You wanted to talk about other people, but you don't want to get into the presentation because you know the bell curve is going to come up, and you're just going to have to run away because you can't deal with it.
Hey, Chris, can I explain it? You have explained it. Can I explain it now, sir?
I'm on mute.
Is that possible? Can I explain what you just read, that first sentence? All right. So obviously that's from the Wikipedia article. He fight me about it, then he blowing smoke. He blowing smoke out of his damn mouth, act like he ain't smoking weed.
Yeah, he
puffing right on the live, blowing smoke. Can we rewind the puff?
Yeah, even how you was talking, like talking
smoking. He in the middle of smoking. Now let's see what the hell he think. Look. Watch this. Look, they're gonna smoke. Look. Hey, Chris. Can I explain it? You have explained it. Can I explain it now, sir?
I'm on mute.
Is that possible? Can I explain what you just read, that first sentence? There's an object in his hand. It ain't liquor. It's an object. I know I'm a little older, but in that object, you vaping. You can either be vaping weed or tobacco.
Yeah.
He's smoking something. All right. Now, if he's smoking tobacco, he's super wild because it say it will cause cancer. So he tripping. If it's weed, he's smoking at the wrong time in the middle of talking to somebody that he called out and got an opportunity to beat me down and get some recognition for doing it. He's out of pocket. You need to be sober when you're having a conversation around science, especially when you talking to me. The high talk ain't gonna work because I'm gonna catch you. Watch the smoke. Here we go. All right. So you that smoke. That's a fog of smoke. He's smoking. Chris. Right. Y'all play too damn. Obviously, that's from the Wikipedia article. It says a scientific theory is an explanation of an aspect of a natural world. So what that first couple of words is saying, that it's an explanation. It's explaining an aspect of the natural world, not the supernatural world, Chris, right? But the natural world, okay? Then it goes on to say that can be or that has been repeatedly tested. When somebody says something is repeatedly tested, let me.
No, y'all gotta listen carefully.
You cut me off, bro. Yo, I didn't cut you.
Well substantiated
I didn't cut you off.
You did not say that. Anybody can run it back.
I didn't cut you off,
because what you're not going to do is mislead the people. Why did you not, when you were just reading it, why did you just skip over a well substantiated? explanation.
That's what I'm saying right now, yo.
No, you weren't.
So he arguing with me because I read a slightly different definition. Okay, bad nigga. I thought you used one word, you didn't. But he's actually arguing over that a theory is well substantiated. He said, I left that part out about it, yo. What are we going to do with the youth at this point? Should we cut them off from talking about science while they smoking?
How old is this dude? Is he the youth?
Probably 30, young adult, bro. You know, that's what I mean. Young adult. I don't mean he's a young adult.
If you look at my comment in the chat,
probably 25.
if you look at my comment in the chat, I think he's 27. If you look at my comment in the chat at this point, I said, but that doesn't help your argument, bro.
Or just the young and the restless.
Wait a minute. He want to add to, he want to say it's well substantiated. He mad because I didn't say well substantiated.
That doesn't help his argument. I
Right.
was like,
It make it worse.
What are you saying, bro? That doesn't help you. Look at my comment in the chat. I'm like, what?
He wants me to add the well substantiated to it, yo.
Man,
so he's saying a theory is a well substantiated thing about the natural world.
I don't even think it matters.
I
don't even think it matters he's smoking. He's not even from a scholastical world, period. I don't think this dude even went to school.
No, he a full-fledged pseudo.
He probably even made good grades in regular like high school. He probably didn't make good grades in school.
He might have did. It seemed like he might have did. Remember, science is a whole different language. It's a whole different thing to understand. You know that, right? Here we go.
Y'all can run it back and listen, but y'all gotta listen.
A scientific theory is an explanation of aspects of the natural world that can be
explanation. No, it's a well substantiated explanation. It's not just a regular explanation. That's come on now. It's a come on, because you don't want to decide. You wanted to break it down.
Hey yo, explain that to us. Go ahead, explain when something is well substantiated. Go ahead.
Oh, that's easy. That's what they call a theory, and then that's what they call scientific theory. Are those the same or are those different, brother?
No, explain to us what well substantiated means, bro.
It means that it is well tested. It is one of the close to a best explanation that they can have. Well substantiated. Off the top of my head. Come on, like what? Why? The real question is, why did you skip over that?
Because I went to the Wikipedia one. I like what you're doing right now, yo. See, the world can actually see.
Wikipedia as well. You skipped over it on purpose. Yeah, mine is from Wikipedia as well.
I didn't get there yet. I said, look, scientific theory is an explanation of aspects of the natural world that can be or that has been repeatedly tested and has corroborating evidence in accordance with the scientific method using accepted protocols and observation measurements and all that. Come on, bro. So you added on well substantiated. That's even better, yo. And so you basically saying that the out of Africa theory is a well substantiated, well tested theory. Thank you, bro. So why are you fighting me over that, yo? See how you did yourself, and then you think you're ready for me, bro. Look what you just did.
Theory's not that. That's my point.
It is. That's why it's called a science. Hold on. Is the out of Africa theory a scientific theory? Yes or no?
No, I would say no because
it's called a scientific.
No, I would say no because it's not well substantiated. It's not.
Hey, Chris, we're not arguing that, Chris. Chris, see, the world can see.
You just asked me. That's my answer.
Hey, Chris, guess what? A lot of people don't agree with me, but one thing they do say is, well, we'll stay with science, right? I hate to tell you, whether you agree with it or not.
A branch of science.
No, it's listen. Hey, Chris,
you don't really you don't tap into
Chris. You can't talk your way out of this. Hey, Chris, you know you can't talk your way out of this, Chris. See,
you don't really
Chris,
tap into
you in
science,
trouble, Chris.
Chris,
you in trouble. You're in trouble. You talk reckless about my man Cedric. Hold on. You talk reckless about my man Cedric. You talk reckless about the pseudo killers, and now you drowning. So what I want to tell you is what you should do. Let me tell you what you should do before you get into a complex thing. Hold on. We're still gonna get there. What you should do is, right? You should say, I don't agree with that definition would be better for you. But for you to actually agree with that definition and then try to fool the world and think that that the out of Africa theory is not a scientific theory, it's craziness, bro. So everybody knows whether they agree with it or not, this is scientific theory. You just gotta say that's a white man science. I don't agree with
like
it.
I said, y'all are stuck in y'all ways. Like I said, it's not well substantiated.
But is it so? You're saying that the out of Africa theory is not? Hold on, I won't get you for the record.
Be considered a scientific
theory. We're gonna move forward. So you saying that the out of Africa theory and the theory of evolution aren't scientific theories? That's what you're saying.
I'm saying they're not well substantiated.
But no, are they scientific theories or not?
No, because they're not well substantiated. We just read the definition.
So guess what? You just read the definition of a scientific theory. For the record, we agree to that. Am I correct?
And for the record,
hold on, wait, hold on, Chris. Did you just not read the definition of a scientific theory, bro? Yes.
Going on right now?
Yes. I tell you what's going on. You're drowned. I'm trying to pull your ass up.
Stuck in your ways.
Yeah, I'm stuck in my ways. Look, so you just read the definition of a scientific theory. They all heard. They're gonna clip this, right? And then everybody knows that Charles Darwin, right, has a theory of evolution. We all know that. They just don't agree with it, right? And then we all know that the out of Africa theory is another science. So that's two scientific theories that you now think you're gonna come in here and trick us. See, you tricking us right now. Chris, you don't understand what's going on around, Chris. So go ahead, Chris, and move on with something else you're going to mess up. Go ahead and mess up whatever you think you're about to do. We're going to make sure we get this on tape for you. Go ahead and show us how the distribution of quote unquote, whatever the hell you think, bell curve defeats the out of Africa theory and the theory of evolution. Go ahead, Chris, pull it up and go for it, bro.
Ooh,
I'm going to sit back and be quiet. Go ahead. You already did. You the walking dead. Go ahead.
Finally, now I love when I get to show my research. I'm sharing my screen.
So you're doing research now, huh?
I'm an
for what institution? For what institution? And what money do you have behind? Ain't no damn.
I'm an independent researcher. I'm an independent researcher.
Says who?
Says
put your name in the search engine. Let's see.
I'm an independent researcher.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, you can be
just
that.
like you, the God killer. Because you
I ain't said that.
I
ain't said I'm an independent reader. I ain't told that lie. You're lying. I ain't never said that.
I said just like you the God killer. You the God killer because you say you the God killer. I'm an independent researcher because I say I am, and because I do it every day. I have my own channel. Because I have my own channel and I do it on my own.
That makes you a researcher. You're not even doing research. You
why not? Everyone who's on here on Signet is will be
okay. I'm not. I'm on something. I'm not a scientist. I'm not an independent researcher. I'm not none of that. I'm promoting science. Okay, I'm not none of that. Y'all better than me with that. I ain't there yet. Go ahead. Is that Google University? Somebody said Google University.
My screen is shared.
Oh, Sarnetta got. So this is what we put up with on a regular basis. Incoherency. This man reads what a scientific theory is and then try to act like the Owl of Africa theory ain't a scientific theory, that the theory of evolution ain't a scientific theory. And then he wants to bring some complex element to the conversation about the daggone natural distribution bell curve. And he's supposed to be able to explain that coherently to the damn people. This is what the hell they do all day, every day over there. They do that. You got Dr. Too Sweet, Sweet Candy, with the fake screen name saying doc so she could act like she a doctor. She dreaming. Then she claims she's a damn scientist. Oh, you don't believe me? I'm going to show this. Yeah, this is what the hell is going on. Right? And people sitting there like this because they don't understand and they get tricked. And then they get tricked for another 3, 4, 5 years. And then they tell their children the same nonsense. And they raise children. And then we learn about what the hell is going on. Man, we're wilding in ignorance because we refuse to slow the hell down. And then get mad when somebody like me, Cedric, the pseudo killers, Miss Tiff, Juju, Kent, Vance, Malcolm, and everybody, when we speaking on a subject, now all of a sudden we think we know everything. Now all of a sudden we parroting the white man thing. Crazy as hell. Man, this is what it is. This is what this is. And then you got people like Tiffany French, wild, incoherent with a turban on her damn head, talking crazy, cussing me out. And all I'm doing is trying to help the sister out. Yeah, I'm on y'all head. I ain't even trying to head. Yeah, call me the bully. Yeah, bully man. Call me the bully man. Yeah, say it's taking candy from a baby. Say that. Say it a million different damn ways. However you want to say it, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm doing that. And I'm proud of it. Yes, I am. I'm taking candy from a baby. I'm stepping on the ants. I'm stepping on the crickets, and I'm moving my foot around. You know how you step on the ants and you, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm doing that.
And incoherent nonsense.
That's all of them. All of them included.
All of them.
Including all of them. I say all of them. That's smashing all of them. Yeah,
all
I'm
of
starting that up again. Yeah, all of them. They ants.
Ignorant and incoherent.
Ants. Incoherent, crazy. Overthrowing the field without degrees. Do you know what you have to do to actually overthrow a field? You would first have to be in the damn field. And last time I checked, none of us are in the field to overthrow the field. So that means we would have to get support and documentation from experts and use that in the damn fight. And guess what? Don't go get the pseudo, what you call it, the pseudo rainbow mixture, where you bring an expert who writes a text and then misuse the damn source and don't come to the same conclusion that the experts come to. Yeah, don't do that. Smash did that with the German guy. With Petty, Teddy, what was it? Nephi Ankh, the black. Yeah. What's the guy's name? Damn. What's the guy's name he misused? Daggone, hell, Rank. Herman Rank. He used that Jewish guy, right, who left Germany during World War II, come to the United States, then he moved back because he was trying to escape oppression. Right, try to act like that man was trying to say that Petty the Black, Unc Black, was trying to represent somebody saying he was a black man or something foolish like that. If you change the thing up like I know you is and say that the epithet of the name was trying to say that he was just dark, then we already said the Egyptians reigned from dark light. What the hell are you saying? It's always incoherent. Then they get mad at me. I'm the bad guy. Whatever. Y'all can say what you want to say. I don't even care if you don't like me. It don't even matter at this point. At this point, it don't matter who like me and who don't like me. Yeah, it don't matter. Where the hell is it? I want to play this. Shoot. And I ain't tripping. It's Father's Day. I'm just stepping on the ants because I can. Don't get mad at me. Let me enjoy Father's Day. It's an easy thing to do. Yeah, they always talking crazy. Let me see. Always talking wild. Always talking reckless. Oh, you talk too much. They talk us half to death. Here we go. Let me play this. Let me play the half the talk. Let me play this. What I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. They play too much, man. They jump out there with a daggone ant gun. I mean, I don't even know what they got. No tools. Like we can't figure out what in the world is going. Like we just a bunch of idiots. That's why I say they scamming. Like they disrespectful. Like it's disrespectful, man. I mean, and always possible. Like, why would you even do that? Here you go. Here you go. Trying to figure out why I gotta go through this. Here you go.
Opportunity to just talk about stuff that I'm very interested in. I am very passionate. I know there was a whole controversy about me being a scientist. I am a scientist. I study science. Very soon, my titles will be BS for my bachelor's, MS for my master's, and PsyD for my doctorate. So
yeah, I don't know why the big controversy of you being a scientist.
Well, because there's some people who feel like they are the gatekeepers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they feel like they're the gatekeepers, and everybody, if they gonna talk about science, they gotta go through them. And I'm not gonna mention who it is because no free promotion over here. But at the end of the day, science is something. It's just a tool. It's a tool for us to understand the world around us. Anybody can do science. Anybody can be a scientist. Anybody can have a respect for science. I happen to be one of those people. I know you are. You always are looking for the information to spread. I look forward to more.
Yeah. Yeah.
She don't respect. She don't respect
She don't
science.
respect science. She don't respect a damn thing about science. She don't even care about science. All she care about is running her fat lip. That's all she care about is tricking people and conning people. Yeah, that's all she care about. I respect science. I don't care about science. Let me show y'all something, man. Let me show you why she not a scientist. See, this is the part y'all don't get. This is what I'm trying to promote. This is the point I'm trying to get to. There's little keys and clues that you can tell when a pseudo claim they're scientists. Well, you heard about they wear the funny hats, right? Well, they not only wear funny hats, they do other things that make you know they're not scientists. They do this. Watch the circle. Ain't no scientist running around with a galactic Martian hairpiece like that. That ain't what scientists do. Hair can't even fit in the damn screen. What the hell is that? Scientists don't do that. Is that a kid and play high top fade? That ain't what scientists do. That's how you know she's not a scientist, because she got the extraordinary flat top. She twists it up a little bit, and then she can get some the scientists, the antennas to the sun or something wild like that. That's how she knows you're not a scientist. Whatever, man. Tired of playing with them. Fee, fi, fo, fum. Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of the pseudo ones. Well, anyway, is what it is. You got some closing statements there, buddy. Yeah, and don't let me get on Tiffany French. The goo blah, 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 blah. Don't let me do it. Crazy. Crazies. We full of we got crazies. You can't even grow because we got crazies in our atmosphere. Go ahead, Cedric. You have something to say. You know, Cosmic Chris is gone. They're gone. Go ahead, brother. Gullah, you got something to say?
Man, man, happy Father's Day, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I hope they, you know what I'm saying, I hope people come to their senses, man, and really start picking up their material and actually reading the real sources and knowing what science is, man. It wouldn't have to go this far, man. You know what I'm saying? You name yourself Cosmic Chris, but you know, I don't think you know nothing about the cosmos, brother.
Right. Nothing about the cosmos, yo.
You can change yourself all you want, but don't call us out, bro. Like, stay over there, shoot your nonsense, and be a court gesture with your high-pitched voice and entertain people. But don't call us out. The reason I disengage, because I don't have Ankh's patience. I asked this man one simple question in our conversation, a simple one. I think it was define God. And he started with all kind of stars and atoms, and I'm like, what? Bro, your whole subject is electromagnetism, is God, and whatever. So define God. He took 15, 20 minutes without being able to define God. I was not doing it. I'm done.
Right. This is a job for the pseudo killers, man. So yeah, man, enjoy Father's Day, man. For all the dads out there, Cosmic Chris's of the world that are dads, man. Make sure you filter the information you're giving your children, yo. Because they're going to be the ones that take care of you in the end. Teach them some manners, man. Teach them some respect. And let's change the community one little bit of information at a time. Let's make sure we move forward, man, in what we're doing, man. I appreciate all support, man. Hit the cash apps going out the door, man. Show some love, man. Show some love. I know we ain't been going regular. Show some love, man. Big up the Father's Day, man. I see you, Fontaine, man. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate the people that support, the people that support the literacy of the community, man. Don't let them trick you with bad information. Don't let them confuse you and dumbfound you. Understand what science is, man. Understand what it is not. Understand what pseudoscience is. Make that separation, man. Move forward in what you're thinking and what you're thinking. Be a forward thinker. Embrace education because you're going to need it. We space-age Africans. Y'all get it. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what time it is, man. All day, every day.
Black African power. What's good?
We moving forward.
What's happening? A well-organized lie. A well-organized lie. Defeats a disorganized truth. Every time, who we?
A pseudo gon' die, they saw a pseudo.
Y'all know it.
I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling, hey. I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling, hey. I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling, hey. Pseudo gon' die, they saw a pseudo killer, I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling, hey. I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling, hey. I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling. Who do you believe? People bringing misinformation when that information ain't disinformation. That's disinformation. Gotta know the difference in information. Get information with the pseudo killer army hunting pseudo. Cause you gotta train your mind to fight against them pseudo judo. People with the scholarship salute, we give them kudos. But the people with that look of shit, we look and see straight through those like telescope. If you ain't speaking fast, we gotta tell them folks and let them know the truth. You bringing malinformation to blast, then you the Ku Klux. Like say, don't talk me to death, bro. Where the proof is? Good choo-choo chillin', why you wanna go way bad choo-choo? Shalom boy got the tank in the cut. I'm in Sosa world plotting on the kick though with Kent. Come in Tiffany gave me the pseudo names on the list and said went and got the low. Anthony got him in the scope, Gullah and Gozy. Make sure DNA ain't a problem for them folks, cause a pseudo gon' die, they saw a pseudo. I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling, hey. I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling, hey. I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling, hey. Pseudo gon' die, they saw a pseudo killer. I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling, hey. I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling, hey. I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling, hey.
We're not attacking individuals. We're attacking the information and attacking the methodology. This is long time coming right here. Let them know that we right there, running neck and neck with all other communities. We will not be left behind.
Hey. Man, y'all know what it is, man. Long time coming, man. Man, pay attention to what's going on around you. Take your time and filter out the information. We're not going to let them put us in a howling and screaming conversation. We're not going to allow them to distort reality and the truth for our people. We're serious about what we do. That's why I calmed it all the way down. Science is a mighty tool created by human beings, and no, it's not the only tool. Never said it was. When you decide to become scientifically literate, they will attack you on all fronts. If you take it even a step farther and not believe in a God or goddesses, then they will attack you. They will make you feel uncomfortable and make you feel as if you're weird. And then when you dive and bust their head with science, then they crying and they scurrying, and now they claim you to be the bully. All I ask is, if you believe, then keep your damn beliefs to yourself. That's okay. It's proper for humans to believe. But it's improper for you to shroud your false beliefs and distort African American and African history. That's rude, disingenuous, and it creates a scam. Look, man, I'm your host, Bobby Banger, man. I appreciate the show, man. 3 hours of fire. We be live again tomorrow. We not playing. We getting it in, man. Shout out to all the pseudo killers, man. I see you, Miss Tiff. I see you, Juju. I see all y'all, man. I appreciate everybody. All the pseudo killer army, Gary. I see you, man. I Sonic, man. What it do? I see you, man. Kenan Wright, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Fontaine, appreciate you. Be more bandit. Keep studying. I'm your host, Bobby Banger. And with that, we out.